doing that because I want to take long showers with you assholes.
Ain't you them kids that have been whacking off in my tool shed?
By a bunch of fargan ice holes like yourselves.
Yeah, well, listen, you ought to ditch the geeks in the car with now and get in with us, but that's all right. We'll worry about that later.
Oh, my God. There's 100 morons in my basement.
It's you, Larry.
Lollygaggers. Diamond dogs have struck again.
Real prick.
No, they could be a lot worse.
Why did you kiss my ear? Why are you holding my hand? Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
Four of us wolves running around the desert together in Las Vegas looking for strippers and cocaine.
1, 2, 3, Benchwarmers!
Live from Scott's parents' basement, this is the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast.
This is Basement Benchwarmers Podcast. I'm here with the guys. We got an action-packed show tonight. Action-packed. I think that's what it's called. Action-packed? I'm not sure.
Eric watches those videos all the time.
I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping for action.
But there'll be no farm animals here.
Just packing.
I'm out of here.
So anyway, real quick, let's see whatever you did this past week. How it went? Ed, you start us off. How'd you do this week? What went on with you?
It was a tough weekend. So hear me out on this one. During Black History Month, every single commercial on TV, every billboard on the highway, every sports franchise is sending out these woke signals, about the significance of the month. So I'm already starting to hear about LGBTQ month coming up in June. And Kellogg's already has like a cereal that's coming out with on the box. There's like a place you can write your personal pronouns on your cereal box. So I guess it's like so you can tell it's yours. I guess I don't know. How about a spot for writing down the blood sugar level? That you from these Kellogg's cereals. Anyways, so late Saturday night, after all that crap, late Saturday night, I find out by accident it's National Cocktail Day. Did you guys see this?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I did.
I partook.
Yeah, I found out like Saturday night. So I'm like, one day for cocktails after the year of bullshit we've had. Mm-hmm. That's it. Maybe a little heads up next time so I can get some bitters. I didn't have any bitters.
Sounds like you are a little bitter.
It was a disgrace. All these other things get like a month and it's everywhere.
Yeah, I know. That should at least be like a full weekend.
Yeah, I got like
at least.
Well, by the time I figured out, it was like 2 hours, and I didn't have bitters.
Crap! Wow, you're so old-fashioned.
Bitters from South Park? Is that his name? Is that his name? Bitters? Is that Butters?
Sorry for that long rant to start.
Eric, how about you?
I'm doing okay. I had a good week. I'll tell you what, though, I feel a lot more youthful and a little bit more mentally stable sitting here as opposed to over there. So I'm doing okay. Well, I'm not so close to the power lines. Yeah. So things happen with the gigawatts and everything. I don't know. But
what are you talking about?
It's right back. Did you listen? Did you listen to the show?
I did.
Oh gosh.
So Willie, how was your week?
Besides hanging out underneath the power lines, everything was pretty good. I mean, what did I do? I did play some Coob last weekend, guys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We're gonna have a little Basement Benchwarmers Coob tournament here.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll set it up. But
can you give me the rule book in English instead of whatever it's in Swedish or Icelandic?
Yeah, I can show it to you. I'll hit you with a few.
You can buy it at IKEA.
Oh, that and some meatballs.
Yeah. They're frozen.
And you have to put it together. The game.
Okay.
The
other thing, screw the sticks together
with one sheet of instructions.
Right.
There's a stick guy with a white,
and lots of arrows,
and there's no words on it.
Willie could only figure it out because there was a stick guy with a white beard and a Pabst in his hand. That was it.
Hey, I listened to him, and I
also thought it was a mirror. I didn't get a mirror.
Come look at this.
What the hell?
Look, I'm Swedish.
I can tell you guys really missed me last week.
You were gone?
Yeah, well, and I also worked on some artwork here for the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you have an incredible eye.
The addition. Is that water painted?
It was.
Is that watercolors?
Yeah, it brings tears to my eye.
We might have to put a bigger wing in this basement just for that picture.
Jesus.
How did you get that bruise? Everybody wants to know.
A rough tickle fight.
Everybody's been wondering what the next Mona Lisa is.
It looks like teeth marks, so I'm guessing I dropped something and the dog went after it.
We thought maybe that was like the top of your thong, but it's just an extra layer. on the side there.
Burlap thong.
No, those are size 36, man.
You can't see it, but Ed's
No
wearing
shit.
Ed's wearing a half shirt in a picture that's hanging up behind me.
They can't see it?
Well, if you're on the podcast listening,
Oh.
you can't see it when it's out.
No.
Oh, you can see it.
Oh.
You probably don't want to see it. So,
That's right. I forgot this is a podcast.
so this weekend, I went out for my wife's birthday. Her birthday is tomorrow. So happy birthday to my wife.
Happy birthday, Jenny. Happy 29th.
She'll be 29. Yeah, I was going to say that. Went to the shanty.
Oh, yeah? How was that?
No shit.
Excellent. I had the apple pork shanks.
Nice.
Here, incredible. Very good. Wife had a steak, and the kids went too.
Did you have apps?
Yeah, I had calamari and mozzarella sticks, but I had calamari. Me and Sienna split that.
Yeah, calamari solid.
It was pretty good there. Yeah. They give you the whole
tentacle,
the bottom of it too.
Yeah.
Not just the rings. They give you the tentacles and everything. Yep. It's good.
Get
Shanty.
suckers in your mouth then.
Yeah.
Get them stuck in your teeth.
Yum.
I put those on my pants.
This one's still alive.
These are better than the leeches from last week.
So anyway, on tonight's show, we got a big show tonight. Our fan poll this week is Childhood Crush. Also, our snake draft will be an actual draft. We're going to draft our U.S. Open teams and have a little $5 wager between us to see who if
PGA Championship.
PGA Championship, U.S. Open again. If Eric,
I knew it was going to happen.
Eric won the last time we did it, the Masters. Eric won the last thing we did, so this will be see if he can keep his crown. Also, we have our Rumble is back. It's a 2-man war we've been doing. It's Ed's topic tonight will be Tiger versus Jack. We have no idea who the participants will be between us three sitting here. We will find out later in the show. Also, we have a preview, NHL preview with Adam, and I was going to ask you how to pronounce Goudelock. Okay, I was going to say Goudelock. Goudelock. We'll be doing our NHL preview coming up in a second here. Also, our NBA preview with Sparky from 12:50 a.m. Wendy's Big Show, and our Hop will be here with some baseball talk.
Hot stove.
We'll be talking about the Twins, I bet, a little bit. And what's going on with them. That's actually, I want to find out what he thinks. And the NFL schedule came out. We're going to talk about some games maybe we would want to go see, pay to see. Matchups you want to or watch on TV. Also, the big games. Plus, a few of us made some predictions, early predictions for the season, and then we'll do it again later in the year also before the season starts, but we'll start with that. And I think that's it.
You're out of breath, aren't you?
Show's over.
Ooh, that's a lot. That is
So
a lot.
let's start it out with let's bring Adam in here with us. So Adam, we'll give you a little introduction here. I had it in front of me. Adam, he was a defenseman at Davenport University for 5 years. He played in 4 national tournaments. Was in the Final Four. He was a 3-time Michigan high school hockey. He played appearances in the tournament. I'm guessing that's what that's saying here. Also, he's an American Collegiate Hockey Association All-American and a two-time first team Great Lakes Collegiate Hockey League player. So, and he's also serves us. He's a sergeant in the Michigan National Guard. So, thank you for that. Off the top, Adam. So we're going to start the NHL preview. Ed and Willie will kind of guide us through this with you. They're more of it, but so your take to start. What do you want to start with, and how do you want to? What do you see happening in this NHL tournament starting up?
Well, first of all, you guys need to talk more hockey because I'm sick of the basketball talk. We need a man's game.
Nice.
Okay.
I like how he came right out of the gates there.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
So, you guys like your facts, I noticed. So
Sometimes.
Some fun facts. Anyone can win in the NHL. Unlike basketball, where you just should fast forward to the semifinals, maybe the finals.
I hear you.
2019, all the division winners eliminated out of the playoffs. Only time, 0-3, okay? 0-3. Only time in professional sports, 4 times. NHL's come back, only 1 in MLB. So, you're never out of it. I'm just precursoring this because all my predictions are probably going to be wrong.
So what you're saying is there's a lot of parity in the NHL. What
Yes.
were so last year's champion were the Blues, correct?
No.
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Oh yeah, you're right. We missed that
Yes.
little tournament they had. Who won last year? Oh,
The
Tampa
Lightning.
Bay Lightning.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes,
okay.
Lightning.
And were the Lightning a favorite at all last year?
They were last year. They were.
Okay.
But the year prior, they got knocked out by Columbus,
Okay.
which they were the President's Trophy last year, and then they got knocked out by Columbus.
And were the Blues a favorite 2 years ago?
I don't believe so because they were literally 31 out of 31 in like January, so they were last
wow.
place in the whole league in January.
Okay.
Yeah, I would add, I doubt many times the whoever wins the President Trophy wins the Stanley Cup. I mean, it's pretty rare.
Well, 1 year
would you not say that?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't find that. I do have something. It's like 40%, something like that.
Yeah, so the best teams only win it under 50% of the time. It's
there you go.
And that tournament, the Stanley Cup tournament's ridiculous.
Out of the last 56 series where they were doing 1 through 8 on each side, 27 were won by the 1 or 2 seed. So it's about 40% by the first or second seed.
Yeah. I remember the 1 year that the Red Wings had like the best record, the most points, and they got knocked out the first round.
Yeah, it happens.
Doesn't mean anything.
It's all about the hot keeper.
Exactly.
It's whoever's got the best beard at that time.
True.
All right. Well, so Adam, I'm gonna win this PGA Championship bet, and I want to parlay that money into who's gonna win the Stanley Cup. So you got to help me out here. Who is the pick?
I'm gonna go with. I can't go with the Leafs because that's who Willie wants. So all my friends want them, and the Leafs just stink. But I'm gonna go with
1 seed. I guess.
Boston.
Oh my God,
Boston.
We're going with Boston. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Down 1-0 right now. 2-2 in the game currently, but we're going with Boston.
Ooh, Boston. And who will they play, do you think?
So, come on. I mean, I have all the series. We can go series by series.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's
Shoot
go.
through.
Let's
Let
go
us know.
for it.
All right. So here we go. First of all, if anyone watches any series, just watch one. Florida versus Tampa Bay. These guys, is this a kid show?
No, you can say it. Yeah.
Explicit.
These guys fucking hate each other.
And Tampa has Tom Brady, so they got the upper hand.
Well, yes, that's right. They got steam drunk. So
Didn't they just have an incident last night where a guy got boarded?
Oh,
where somebody come
every time there was a whistle, there was a party in front of that. Every single whistle. Like the linesmen should be getting paid double and triple because it's probably just a nightmare.
That's awesome.
All right, so I got Tampa Bay. Anyway, so Tampa Bay, even though I want Florida to win, Florida's an up-and-coming market that needs to unlock. They've had like 2,000 people in the stands for the last 20 years. They really need a win, but Tampa's bringing back. They did the cap stuff where they had Kucherov, their best player, arguably one of the best players in the league, sit out the whole year injured. So he's coming back. Stamkos's coming back. They won last night too, so sadly.
So you got them coming out of the Central?
Yes.
Okay, who you got coming? Or who are they going to play?
Yeah.
Hurricanes and Preds?
Probably Carolina. Carolina, that should be the easiest series. We'll see tonight after we get off. Probably Nashville winning like 6, but we'll go Carolina in 4.
Okay, who do you like in the East?
Oh, in the East.
Well, he likes Boston.
I like Boston. Boston, and then I got New York Islanders.
You said they're in Boston and
over
New
Pittsburgh.
York?
Okay.
Pittsburgh.
I like that.
It's Pittsburgh, New York. Pittsburgh's first in the I don't know what division that is, but whatever division that is. But they actually lost last night. Pittsburgh did.
Yeah, the Islanders are already up 1-0. Good pick.
Yeah.
Who do you like? Who do you like out of the Canadians? All the Canadian teams.
I'm going Leafs the first round, which it might actually help that they don't have a full bar because there's so much pressure on the Leafs this year. There's a lot every year, but specifically this year, they're built to win now or next year or the year following. They love to find ways to lose, especially in the playoffs. I think they're the victim of the 1-3. They're down up 1-3 against Boston a couple years ago, and they came back, lost a brutal lead in the third. I want to say it was a 3-goal lead, and so it might be an advantage that the Leafs actually don't have fans.
You were telling me they're choke
as soon
artists.
as one bad thing happens, the boo birds come out like crazy.
And you said they're choke artists, right? The Maple Leafs.
Oh God, yeah.
They'll
make it out of the first round, but
that's been going on for our whole life.
Right. It's been a long time since they won. And then who do you get else between the Oilers and the Jets?
Oilers.
Barely.
Big and fast. Jets are.
J-E-T-S,
they're going to make them play through
Jets,
some mud,
Jets,
but
Jets. Right.
Oh, that almost went in.
And then you got the West. You got Colorado and St. Louis.
These two could win as well. Vegas and then Colorado and Vegas. Those are my next two.
Next two, okay. And who do you got coming out of those two between Colorado and Vegas?
Flip a coin.
Really? Flip a coin?
Yeah, flip a coin.
Colorado's tough this year, man.
Who carries change anymore?
But they're the chalk. I think they're Vegas's sweetheart right now, which is concerning.
They are.
Is Claude Lemieux still in Colorado? That bum?
No, he's still in Detroit, still sitting there bleeding.
So,
hopefully.
Hey, Adam, what year were you born?
95.
95. So,
same as me.
do you know the last time a Canadian team's won the Stanley Cup?
Wouldn't even know.
Vancouver.
1993, the
No.
Montreal Canadiens.
I was going to say, Vancouver would still be on fire.
And they were...
That would be a long... Pavel Bure was there.
And they beat a Barry Melrose coached L.A. Kings.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. So, Adam, you played some club hockey, right? You were in Iowa?
That was junior hockey.
Junior
that was
hockey,
prior to... Yeah, that was prior to college.
Right. Didn't you know somebody, Ed, that played hockey in Iowa?
Yeah, I got a question coming up.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I got actually a couple questions for you. I just want to jump to some questions.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Go ahead.
Okay, obviously you're a Red Wings fan because you're from Michigan.
Yes.
As are me and Willie. Who was your favorite Red Wing growing up? And we'll compare and see if we all pick the same guy.
Probably Datsuk.
Oh,
not just for the flashy stuff. He was the king of the reverse hit.
Okay.
Some guy would be coming in to hit him, and all of a sudden, wham!
He'd turn around
and get him.
Yeah, turn around.
All right, Willie, who's your favorite Red Wing? Because I'm guessing it's going to be Boyd Devereaux too.
Oh no, probably Stevie Yzerman.
Stevie Yzerman.
Yeah, I like watching him.
See, and I was a little later. I love Vladimir Konstantinov before he was injured, obviously, and then it kind of went into Tomas Holmstrom.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Those are just tough guys I liked.
But I used to hang out at the bars with Gordy, so I mean, I can't pick him as my favorite.
You guys got anything?
I do have a question. When you go back to your hockey career, I actually seen you play a couple of times. Pretty entertaining. I'm a fan of the college sports overall. You played college hockey, so obviously you've been in the situations. But when you look at the games that differ from college to pros, and even the older kids at the junior ranks, do you agree college is the most exciting of them all? Obviously, pro hockey is a totally different game. I get it. But do you agree that college hockey is pretty exciting?
Yeah, I would say yes. And you go in there, like whether it's juniors or professional, like guys are always in and out, and they're at different states of their life and in different parts of their career and stuff. But at college, you start as the new guy, and you come in with a bunch of other guys, and there's that cohesion of the 4 years, 5 years. Yeah, there's nothing better than that school. I don't even know if it's school spirit, because it's not like we had thousands of people at our games, but just the guys together. College is just a whole different game. So
and a quick follow to that, what can you name? Tell us one of your favorite moments in college for you personally.
Yeah.
And a team or personal. It could be a team achievement or a personal achievement.
Two was. I'll have two. Both were in Chicago, actually. You might have been there.
I was there for the one.
Yep. So first one was that Final Four that we were at, and that I played in the ACHA, which it's come a long ways. But at the same time, when we were doing in the Final Four, they were recording on a potato phone. And so
Willie still has one of
Final
those.
Fours on.
Yeah.
What's that?
No, Willie still has one of those potato phones, so he uses it all the time.
Yeah, we were there for that too. Scott and I were at that
Yeah, I was
game.
there. We were there with our families the first game. Me and Willie went back down for the next game.
Yep.
Correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that Final Four game, we were down 2-1, and 15 minutes to go, Chris Eckler goes through the middle, goes to catch a pass and a skate. It deflects off the skate, goes in. They call it a goal. They overturn it on a potato phone, replay, and we just couldn't. There was a force field in front of that. Couldn't break it, but just making that far with the guys, we knew we were the best team in the country that year, and that goes in, or just one goes in, we're winning the game in overtime or whatever it took. But it was a fun journey that first year, freshman. But second was in Chicago. We were in that. We were just in a 4-person tournament, just in the middle of the season, and it was my last year, and so I actually scored a hat trick against Minot State and to win, and we weren't really expected to win, so we went and we won, and I had a hat trick, and it was a great time, and we had one shot in the third, and it went in. So
and you were the tournament MVP.
Wow.
That's right.
That's right,
Yeah.
man.
But-
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, that was great to see. It was a lot of fun to watch. Watching college hockey, and kids love it too because you guys are so good with the kids, throwing them pucks and stuff like that. It's great. You made a lot of memories.
Speaking of college hockey, did you guys see how many Michigan guys are going in the top 10 picks
Oh yeah,
for this draft coming up? Did you see this, Adam?
Well, they're the only ones playing. Yeah, they're like, this is why being a Wings fan is kind of scary at this point, though, because scouting is OHL didn't play, Ontario Hockey League didn't play this year. Tons of players there. Michigan, NCAA, they played a season.
Yeah,
So-
supposedly I think it looks like about 3 of the top 7 picks are going to be from Michigan.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's like a whole line.
So we got one more for him here. One more.
I got actually. You said you hate the Maple Leafs.
I hate them.
Okay, this is a serious question.
Yeah.
In the song 50 Mission Cap by the Tragically Hip, which Maple Leafs player disappeared on a fishing trip after the Leafs won the Cup in 1951? You remember this?
Yeah. Let me call my mom. She wasn't even born then. I don't know.
Everybody knows the Tragically Hip songs. It's bashing Bill Barilko. He disappeared on a fishing trip. The whole song's about it.
Oh, is it?
The Leafs won the Cup. He disappears right afterwards. They can't find him for like 11 years. They find his body. The Leafs win the Cup again that year.
Do they really?
Yeah, it's like an old Canadian thing. They always talk about it.
So I'm a bit of a hockey novice, so I got my 2 teams. I'm going by the 2 coolest towns to party in, Nashville versus Vegas. I'll take Vegas to win it.
Yeah, that'd be a good matchup.
So that's the way I picked it. So and Blackhawks, the Blackhawks aren't in it, so I just basically can't pick them. So
That's not a bad way to do it because the hockey guys do like to go out. So
yeah,
I got one extra question.
The Vegas Blues.
Sorry.
Yep.
What current NHL captain has parents who subcontract wallpaper jobs for me?
I don't know.
Let's
go Dylan Larkin.
Joey Pavelski.
Oh.
Yeah, his parents work for me on occasion. So
Joey doesn't give him any money. I
More
guess.
prepared next time.
I never.
Yeah.
You gotta work on your trivia here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to research. You got to research the life and times of Ed.
How big of a man? I need to show you how much of a man sport hockey is. So you got to start watching now because the hockey kind of gets worse as the playoffs goes on because no one's healthy. I see Marchand's actually injured right now too. 2019, Chara played with his jaw fractured, wired shut. Bergeron, injured groin. Brad Marchand, sprained hand, groin, and oblique. John Moore blew out his shoulders and his, I don't even know what this is, his humerus, and then was out 4 to 6 months.
That's the funny
Still
bone.
played.
Yeah.
Swear to God, that's the funny bone, right?
That's why
The humerus.
that's why they call it that.
It's the funny bone.
It's not that funny.
No, when you break it.
He said it was hilarious.
Tough
So
guy, man.
Nola Charlie, fractured sternum, still played. Kevin Miller, fractured kneecap, still played. Bergeron again back in the day, broken ribs, torn cartilage, separated shoulder, and slowly collapsing lung.
Holy
Still
shit!
played.
Slowly. That's crazy.
Joe Thornton, ACL, MCL, still played. And then Gregory Campbell broke his leg mid-shift, finished his shift, and then he didn't play after that. But
Finish his shift though.
Yeah.
yeah, he finished his shift.
And to tie into that, did you see John Carlos Stanton of the Yankees went on the DL today because he's a DH and his leg was sore?
Yes.
So, Adam, I want to thank you for your time tonight. It was great having you on. We'll get you on again as it gets deeper into the playoffs here. Next few weeks.
Awesome.
Yep.
I only came prepared for the first round, so
Yeah, we'll get you in the second. The third, we'll keep moving along
I'll
with
change
you.
my pick next.
Okay.
Right.
Adam, thank you very much for being on with us, and you have a great night.
You got a question?
Yeah.
for
Oh,
me?
yeah, real quick question before you go. Our fan poll, who was your childhood crush?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, 100% right here. End it. You don't even need to do this later. Jennifer Aniston.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Swing.
That's a winner. Adam, thank you very much. You have a great night.
Yep.
See you later,
All right.
Adam.
Thanks, Adam. Bye.
So next up, we've got we're going to talk about NBA now. NBA preview with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer. He is the host of the Wendy's Big Show on Statewide Radio Network with Gary Ellison and Leroy Butler, 10 to 2 weekdays. And he hosts his own show from 2 to 3 that's broadcast in Milwaukee. And it is Steve Sparky Pfeiffer. So, Steve, how are you tonight?
Doing good, man. How you guys doing?
Great. So let's start off. We'll get right into it. We'll dig into it. NBA playoffs starting up this week with the play-in games. And let's start with a team that we all are familiar with. And what do you think the outlook – we can talk about the play-ins in a minute, but what do you think the outlook for the Bucks is in this whole this whole thing. They pretty much every year since the Toronto series, to me, they've kind of taken steps back. And last year was a tough year, don't get me wrong, but what do you think the Bucks can do this year if they can win it all?
I just think this is a tough gauntlet. I really do for the Milwaukee Bucks. You look at how this lines up. You get the Miami Heat in the first round. Eric Spoelstra has had Budenholzer's number for the last couple of years. They lost to the Heat last year in the pandemic, in the bubble, obviously. They get past Miami. Jimmy Butler, who hasn't played in this series the entire year in the regular season yet, so we don't know what that looks like. They get past Miami, then it's Brooklyn. And we can talk about chemistry issues and whether or not guys want to play with each other and will they share the ball. But the Brooklyn Nets, I think, are just too tough in the East. That's my pick to come out of the East right now, are the Nets. And then if somehow or another they get past the Brooklyn Nets, then it's Philadelphia. Miami is going to be a physical series. Philadelphia, if you get that far, is going to be a physical series. And then you're talking about having to go play another series after that in the NBA Finals. And to be honest with you, I don't think the Bucks are a very physical basketball team to begin with. I think physical basketball will bother this team once they get in the postseason. I think Bobby Portis can be physical, obviously. Drew Holiday doesn't mind some contact. But I think overall, at the end of the day, this is a very, very tough challenge for any NBA team to try to go through in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I've always said about them. I think the thing about them is that worries me about them in the big picture of them is their 3-point line defense. I think it's terrible. I joked about it was the COVID defense, the 6 feet away defense they played. Mm-hmm. They're never around the 3-point shooter when it comes time. I mean, they had a series against Houston this year. And I think Houston hit 53s in 2 games against them. You can't let the Houston Rockets hit 53. You can't let the Houston Rockets hit 53s against you. That's just can't happen. To me, that's my opinion. So, Eric, you have any about the Bucks? Anything you want to? I know me and Eric are Bucks followers here. So, what you got anything, Eric?
Well, I mean, you covered a lot. I mean, the first series is what I'm looking at. I mean, is this the same Heat team really? I mean, like you said, Butler's been out, and they added Oladipo. I know he wasn't there last year, but so I mean, do you still think the Heat are as dangerous as they were last year?
Well, I mean, when it comes down to Oladipo's out for the postseason, he's having surgery, so he's done. Forget Oladipo, he's out. Jimmy Butler, they're significantly better offensively and way better defensively. If you look at their points given up this year with Jimmy Butler on the floor, so once he's back, that changes the whole dynamic of that team. I think for the Miami Heat, it's going to be no different than it was last year for this team, right? And you guys were talking about 3-point defense. Goran Dragic killed this team last year. Tyler Hero hit a couple of big shots last year as well. Duncan Robinson, if he gets going, that's really how Miami wins this series. You throw up that wall at Giannis. Now, I think Giannis is a better offensive player than he was last year. But still, at the end of the day, if Dragic and Duncan Robinson or Tyler Hero get hot in this series, that could be the difference of the Miami Heat winning the series versus losing the series.
Why do you think they have these issues defensively with guarding the perimeter? Is this a Budenholzer strategy? I mean, what is it? Is it talent? Why are they not getting out and defending the 3 well enough?
I think part of it is that they're scared to get beat going to the rim. I think that's a large part of it. So they're trying to funnel everything inside to a certain degree to let Brook Lopez do his deal. What they're scared about is having to make rotations after that guard gets beat and that guy goes flying past them. So they've resulted to what they're doing. Now, they're switching way more this year than they've had in the past on defense. That's why you get P.J. Tucker, who should allow you now to play a smaller 5-ball lineup in situations where you don't have to deal with a Bam Adebayo or whatever the case may be, where Brook Lopez is exposed. And God knows Brook Lopez has been exposed a bunch this year on the defensive end of the floor. So if P.J. Tucker can do his job defensively and hit a corner 3 once in a while, which he hasn't done really in Milwaukee since they've acquired him, if he can do that in the postseason, I think that would greatly help this Bucks team at this point.
Well, that's the problem. I mean, Tucker's a great defensive player, and he could guard any of the positions, but then on the other side, he's averaging just a few points a game, and you can't have that in the playoffs. You need a 5th guy that can score too.
I think the other part of this too is, but I mean, remember the other part of this. I mean, if we go back and we look at what it was last year, right, for this Bucks team, Eric Bledsoe was the point guard in this team. Well, it's Drew Holiday now. Drew Holiday is a much better defender than Eric Bledsoe. There's some talk they're going to let Drew Holiday try and guard Jimmy Butler in situations in this series. And Drew Holiday is a better offensive player than Eric Bledsoe too. Last year it was Giannis, Middleton, and then hoping to God that some of the role players could step up and do it. And don't get me wrong, I think the bench is still going to be a part of this for the Milwaukee Bucks, but Drew Holiday hopefully will be the biggest difference in this series for the Bucks versus what it was last year.
You mentioned Middleton, and I've kind of been critic of his. I just tend to me that he disappears a lot when it comes time to when Giannis is in trouble or Giannis can't get going. And now Drew Holiday does help that. I think I would agree with you 100%. It's almost like Drew Holiday has almost kind of become 2A, 2B now with Middleton. He's not the third horse. He's up there because it just Middleton has those games, and when Giannis has a tough game or is around, he scores like 12. And he takes only like 6 shots. What you have to demand the ball if you want to be part of a big three anywhere. You have to want the ball when the big guy is out. And I just think sometimes I think Middleton's a good defender. I think he's a mediocre ball handler personally. And I just think that he sometimes struggles in the light. Now he does great. Don't get me wrong. He'll come out and get you 40 one night, but then when you need him, he'll come out and get you 12. And he's gotten better. But sometimes that's the part of the whole equation that bothers me sometimes is Middleton. And I like Middleton. Don't get me wrong. He's better than most of the guys in the NBA. We all know that. But when it comes down to it, sometimes he just disappears when it's the lights on. I don't know if you agree with that.
Well, I mean, look, you're being generous calling him a mediocre ball handler. He's not even that. But I mean, from that perspective, as far as Middleton goes, I think this is something that he has struggled with. Bledsoe struggled with as well. I think sometimes these guys kind of get used to letting Giannis carry the load and kind of watch a little bit instead of being more of a force. And it kind of reminds me, and again, the players are at a different level here, but LeBron and Wade, back in those days, back in Miami, trying to feel each other out that first year, trying to figure out who was going to be that guy at end of games, who's going to take the shot, whose team it is. And we all know it's Giannis's team, so there's no debating that. But I think what has to be established here, especially in the postseason, is, look, in end-of-game situations, in the last 3-4 minutes, we're going with a hot guy. And if the hot guy is Drew Holiday and not Giannis, then we're going to ride Drew Holiday. If Chris Middleton is a hot guy and he's feeling and he's in a little bit of a zone, then we're going to feed Chris Middleton. I think sometimes that's where they get themselves in a little bit of trouble. They have an idea of what they want to do, and they kind of forget about everybody else. And then you have people kind of standing around, hands on hips, kind of watching the action, waiting for Giannis to do something. And I love Giannis as much as anybody, but he hasn't been that guy in end-of-game situations that's able to finish and close necessarily. And for me, at least, I don't want to really put him in that situation if you don't have to.
Yeah, and there's a lot of truth to that. And I remember last season watching the Heat, it wasn't so much that Middleton disappeared. Giannis didn't step up in a few spots. And I think what you're saying about Holiday, that's where I'm very hopeful, is that Bledsoe would completely disappear in the playoffs. And I'm hopeful. Right. I'm hopeful. I mean, we don't know because Holiday doesn't have a ton of playoff experience. I'm hopeful he could be that third guy that steps up, and we could beat teams.
Well, the
like
other thing
Heat.
too, right? The other thing too about this, guys, is we have to understand, and I don't know if they're using it as a rallying cry or whatever the case may be, but the other part of this is, Budenholzer's under some pressure here. I mean, there was that story in The Athletic that came out, pretty much said Budenholzer, they lose in the first round, he's gone. They lose in the second round, he's gone. They lose in the conference finals or NBA finals, depending on how they lose, he could be gone.
Has to be a deep
so
run.
There's some pressure here on this team to do something, not only because you got embarrassed by the Heat last year in the playoffs in the second round, but also because your coach's head job appears to be on the line.
Well, and to be honest, they were kind of embarrassed by Toronto, up 2-0.
Yeah.
You were cruising along and all of a sudden just disappeared. It was the craziest. That was the craziest NBA series I've ever seen close up because they went from being this team that looked like nobody's going to stop them to being, it was like they were an 8 seed playing a 1 seed the last 4. It was crazy. It was insane, and it just disappeared on them.
And in both last year and the year before, you heard it after the series were over. You say he got out-coached. You got out-coached by Spoelstra. You got out-coached by Nurse. So if people are talking that way about your coach, you got to do something about it eventually.
And I think you made a good point, Steve, on the one thing about Giannis, and that's the only thing that kind of puts Giannis. I think Giannis is a great player. This is not a knock on him, but the thing about Giannis is that he does not have, in late game situations, he's got one move, and it's got to be going to the rim. I know nobody's scared of a jumper from Giannis. Nobody's scared of anything.
But he's getting better.
Yeah, and I agree with that. He is getting better, but he's still not like LeBron. And LeBron is I'm not a fan of LeBron at all, but he's a great player. But LeBron, when he can hit a shot, Dwayne, guys like that, they get the ball, and that's why I think when you bring up the other guys, someone has to be hot sometimes because you can't really try. And Giannis has gotten better, but it's crazy just how he's a great player, but he still doesn't have that. And he's only 26, correct? I believe so. I think to run, I'm not running him out of town. No way, because I love watching him play. He's entertaining. But sometimes it's just that thing bothers me too, that he's not, and he's getting better. I guess I agree with that. But I guess we'll see down the road. But let me ask you a question then. With these 7, 8, 9, and 10, we got Memphis, San Antonio, LA, Golden State. Who's your 2 to be 7 and 8 out of those 4?
Well, I mean, LA and Golden State right off the bat. That's to me, that's highly entertaining.
It's awesome.
I can't stand the Lakers and LeBron like you. So I hope Golden State upsets them and makes them go play a couple more games. That would be wonderful. I think LA and Golden State probably they'll come out in some form or fashion, 7 or 8. They probably get out of that. And then let's see if Anthony Davis and LeBron James can stay on the floor in the playoffs. I've been having them in the finals all year long, but if they can't stay healthy and can't stay on the floor, the Lakers got no chance. I mean, they can't do it with just one of them. They need both of them, and they need to be healthy throughout the playoffs. The Western Conference isn't going to be an easy run for the Lakers, and they have to be healthy.
Well, the Lakers are one of the teams that and every team has this, but they have the biggest drop-off if one of those guys go out.
Mm-hmm.
Davis, by himself on the court, I don't think can win, and LeBron, because they have nobody else. If they're on the court, they have a chance and healthy.
Well, yeah,
like you said. That. But you have teams like at least the Bucks. If say Giannis, God forbid, went down, I think Middleton and Drew Holiday and the guys could rally the troops and have some good games in this series. I really do. But I think the Lakers, they lose one of those guys, they're just an out. They're not very good. They're not very good at all. So,
yeah.
How do you feel if you're the Jazz or the Suns? You worked so hard. You're the 1 and the 2 seed, and now you have to match up with Steph Curry or LeBron and Davis. I mean, what are you thinking when you're a member of that team right now? It's like, geez, really?
Right now, you don't want to get. I don't think you want to get in Curry's way right now. Early, he's just playing too well last month. He's on a mission,
fire.
I think, a little bit. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, if you're Utah, you're furious anyhow. You've been disrespected this whole season. I mean, you've been balling out the whole season. Nobody's even talking about you as a possible NBA Finals team. I mean, they don't even get acknowledged. They get treated like they're a 5 or a 6 seed going into the playoffs. That's ridiculous. At least with Phoenix, they get some mention because of what Chris Paul has done this year, and you've got Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton and all those guys. So you've got guys there, but it's Utah gets no love whatsoever. And you've got Rudy Gobert, you've got Donovan Mitchell, you've got a good cast, you've got, I think, a really good coach in Utah too. And I think, look, I mean, let's be honest here. I think Utah and Phoenix, even though they're going to be the higher seeds, both could be given tests, obviously, in the first round. But most of the country, I'm thinking, will probably be rooting for the Lakers to lose, is my guess, and to be done with this and get some fresh blood and a fresh team into the NBA Finals this year.
So in the East, you got Indiana, Charlotte, 9-10, and you got Boston, Washington, 7-8, fighting out to get the final 2 spots. What's your feeling on that side?
Washington. I just, we'll see. I mean, Bradley Beal's obviously not healthy. Russell Westbrook has been a monster. Boston losing Jaylen Brown is a huge deal for the Boston Celtics. They were playing really well and looked like they were going to be a problem in the playoffs for somebody, whoever that was going to be. But without Jaylen Brown, I think that's going to be tough for them to overcome. Indiana's a solid team, but who's the special guy? I mean, they really don't even have that real special guy. Brogdon, Sabonis. I mean, that whole team in general, solid but not special, and probably getting ready to rebuild again in Indiana at some point here in the near future. So the Wizards have been horrible for quite a while here, and I just think star power wins, and that's one of the teams that gets through. I think it's Washington of that group. I
saw an article today. The rumor is possibly Brogdon for Ball is possibly a trade might be happening this next year. I don't know if you saw the same thing, Steve. I have no idea, but that's something I read today, which I read through the article. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird, but
snooze.
Yeah. Yeah,
I like Malcolm Brogdon, good dude. I think he'll be head of the players union at some point, and instead of just being a VP, he'll be a president. But he's not worth $20 million a year. I mean, there's just absolutely no way, no chance he's worth $20 million a year. Yeah. So whoever wants to take on that contract, God bless them. Again, solid player, but not a special player.
So, well, let's fast forward to the end of this thing. Who's the finals participant and who's your winner?
Nets win it for sure. And in the West, I'm still going to be a sucker and go with the Lakers, but I hope it doesn't work out. Because, hey, look, from a TV rating standpoint, that's what the NBA wants, right? I mean, you want the Nets and all their stars against LeBron and Anthony Davis and having everybody tune in to see what happens. And if that happens, I don't know if the Lakers can win a game against the Nets. If they get there and the Nets' big three are healthy and the Lakers have Anthony Davis and LeBron James, I just don't think the Lakers have enough firepower maybe to even get a game against the Nets if it gets to that point. Again, everybody wants to down the Nets, and that's fine. But my just thing is, you look at these three guys, they're all Hall of Famers, all of them. They all can throw up 30 points on any given night. It's not like the Bulls of Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman. Great defensive player, Hall of Famer for sure, but not three guys at the level of Michael Jordan scoring the basketball all at once. Wade, Bosh, and who am I forgetting? LeBron. Great. LeBron and Wade were at one level. Bosh was at that step down. These three guys are all at top premier levels of their game right now, and Harden, Kyrie, and Durant. And if healthy, I just don't see how they lose.
They might be the best big three that's happened in the last few years. They have to be close to it. If they're all healthy and play, they have to be. I mean,
but that's the big question: healthy or even mentally healthy. Because all three of them are crazy.
But guys tend to change their attitude when the playoffs happen. You know.
Yeah, I see that. You already see that happening. All of a sudden,
they're
all
coming back and they're playing.
ready
They're ready
play.
to go. So unless a major injury happens, they're not coming off the court. I have a funny feeling. So another question we talked about this a couple weeks ago. We'll get you out of here in a couple of seconds, Steve. Thanks for being here. But a couple quick ones. Who's your league MVP right now for the NBA?
Well, I mean, it's going to be Joker in Denver is going to win this thing.
Okay. Who do you think should get it?
But Steph Curry.
Okay.
Steph Curry's done an amazing job.
I agree.
With Golden State.
We all talked
Klay
about
Thompson. They lost the number one pick to injury. To me, Steph Curry should win this. He's not going to because of their record or whatever, but he should.
Yeah, we all talked about it a couple weeks ago.
We all
agreed.
concur.
Yeah, we agreed on that. So any other question about the NBA before I got one more? I got a question to ask him since he works with a couple ex-Packers. I got a question to ask him.
Willie, you got anything?
I'll let him get to the fun part.
So let's change gears here to the Packers. We talk about this off and on last few weeks, and what's going on with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, man? What is the deal? What are you hearing?
He's scared. He's hiding. I mean, I don't know what else to say. He's a scaredy cat, Aaron Rodgers, and that's a big problem right now. You went through this with Brett Favre. And, he came out and he dealt with it. He had his what he had to say. He had his comments. Russell Wilson had his issue in Seattle. He came out and talked about it. You had Deshaun Watson. He openly was frustrated with the Texans organization. You knew where he stood. This dude here puts his minions out there and tells them to go talk for him, and he's scared to talk to the media about it. Hey, the Packers president has to come out, Mark Murphy, and talk about how, we're flying out there begging him to come back and play in Green Bay. LaFleur was slobbering all over himself in the presser over the weekend trying to get Aaron Rodgers to come back. This whole thing is pathetic. It really is. And again, doing what I do in sports talk radio, is this good? Absolutely. It's great for ratings. It's great for all sports talk radio in the state of Wisconsin, right? Because everybody wants to talk about it and so forth. I'll be honest. We went through this once with Brett Favre. That was not fun. I mean, I don't care what you say. That wasn't fun talking about that every day, all the stupid drama that was going on. And now here we sit with Aaron Rodgers, and we're going through it all again. And I just want it to be over. And literally when this came out on that Thursday of the draft, I literally on there said, if he does not want to be here, trade him tonight. See if the Jets want to move up to 2, get as many firsts as you can. Then once you're at 2, you'll get a boatload for 2. Move back down, get Jordan Love a premier wide receiver, and get a ton of draft picks, and let's move forward. But instead, you have a side of Packer Nation, including the guys that I work with, Gary and Leroy, who say, he's definitely coming back. Well, what if he doesn't come back? Well, screw it. Then just make him sit there. Well, who wins on that deal? Okay, so he sits out the year and he owes $30-some million. Or let's say he retires, and now he owes like $99 million if the team decides to go after him for signing bonus money and everything else, which I doubt the Packers will. But if they were, it would be almost short of $100 million. Great. So he's out some cash. Meanwhile, you've done nothing to improve your team around your future quarterback, Jordan Love. When in hindsight, if you would just move this dude, if he doesn't want to be here, and the deal would be bigger than a Herschel Walker trade, for God's sakes. As long as you draft halfway decent, you're going to put a really good team around Jordan Love. I've said this from the beginning, too. When they went out and hired this new head coach, which ended up being Matt LaFleur, I'm sure Mark Murphy, because he was the one running things, not Brian Gutekunst, I'm sure it was, okay, so when Aaron Rodgers retires, how are we going to win? Tell me. And I guarantee you Matt LaFleur was the one that sold him on the offense and how to win with a average quarterback, let's say, maybe good quarterback. But you don't need a Hall of Fame quarterback to win. See Jared Goff. Nice quarterback, not a great quarterback, and good enough, to get there for the Rams. Jimmy Garoppolo, for the Niners. Go through the list of guys. You don't necessarily need a Hall of Fame quarterback. So when they saw Jordan Love and his athleticism and his huge arm strength that he has and everything else, they knew he was raw. They figured they had 3 years. Then they could move away from Rodgers if they wanted, salary cap friendly to move away, and they'd be fine. Well, Rodgers isn't an idiot. He also understood the ramifications of this whole deal and knew that if he balled out, he would have the controllables, as he would put it, back in his favor. So that's what he did. He pushed his chips in, knows from a salary cap perspective they are screwed if they trade him. Now, they can wait till after June 1st and save themselves like $16 million, but then that gets rolled over to next year. So now you got to pay it this year and next year in order to trade Aaron Rodgers. So, again, Rodgers isn't stupid. He knows exactly what he's doing. The thing that frustrates me is, like I said, he's being scared. And of everybody that's in this state that are star players, the one guy that I didn't think would ever be scared of dealing with issues was Aaron Rodgers. He's always addressed everything, always took everything head on, never questioned where he stood on anything. It could be on the field or off the field. He just told you where it was. And now he's not talking. And Mike Sherman, the former Packer, was just on the NFL Network last week. And his theory is he doesn't want to talk and then have to walk something back if he says something, that could come back to bite him, which makes perfectly good sense. Yeah. But as I've said before, and I'll say again, it's not that hard. You don't have to come on the Wendy's Big Show. You don't have to go on ESPN or Fox Sports or anything like that. Have your girl take a video of you, right? 2-3 minutes, say what you got to say, put your stuff out there of where you're at, what's going on, what you're working on, post it to social media, and you're done. At least then you are actually saying something versus, like I said, having your minions out there trying to do your work for you, which is absolutely embarrassing.
So another question for you. Obviously, you know where I am. I'm a Bear fan. What do you think about Justin Fields? What's your opinion on Justin Fields?
I think watching him, I'm different on Justin Fields. So I think I've seen him be shook before. So I'm curious to see how this works in the National Football League. I will say this: Matt Nagy's a complete moron, and I worry that he's got to go play for that guy. Look, last year, they switched play calling to Bill Lazor's offense, and they realized they have a running back in Montgomery that can run the football. So the season gets done, and you're feeling pretty good, I would think, as an offense. Like, okay, we got a running back. This is how we're supposed to win. And now Nagy's going to take it back, and we're going to spread him out and try and throw the football all over the place again and put a ton of pressure on Andy Dalton, who has no business starting. And then once you get past him, you're going to put a ton of pressure on Justin Fields. Again, we were just talking about Matt LaFleur. Like, that's a quarterback-friendly offense that's balanced. And Matt Nagy is not going to run a balanced offense, and you are going to put that kid in a lot of danger unless you build a brick wall in front of him to give him time to throw the football. I would feel better if it was somebody else running the offense in Chicago other than Matt Nagy. Realistically, it would be great if he sat out the whole year. They weren't good. They fired Nagy at the end of the year, got him a real guy to coach him, and then let him start the following year with a real head coach.
And I know you're a Colts fan, so ask one more. How about Carson Wentz to your team?
I don't know. I don't hate it.
Hey, jury's still out. I talked about this before about him. He showed he could be an MVP candidate a few years back, and he got injured. So maybe if Frank Reich believes in him, I think there's something there. Frank Reich would have never got this guy if he didn't believe something was there, I believe.
And they didn't, right? And they didn't give up a ton. I mean, the salary number was big. But the Colts, similar to Ted Thompson with the Packers, they don't spend money on free agents. So they had a ton of cap room, so they could absorb it, no big deal. And you're right. And I really like Frank Reich. And you can look to Philadelphia, what happened with them after Frank Reich left Doug Peterson's side. That team was never the same since. And now Frank Reich comes to Indianapolis and has been making it work with random quarterbacks every year. He doesn't have the same one twice, it doesn't feel like. And having to try and make this a playoff team. I agree with you. I think, Carson Wentz doesn't have to be an MVP necessarily. Carson Wentz just has to be good. And if Carson Wentz is good and Fisher, who they just signed from the Chiefs, can hold up and not get hurt at left tackle, this offense and this defense is good enough to compete to maybe come out of the AFC this year.
Steve, I got a serious question for you, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but since you quit the fantasy basketball league, I've won money twice now. Is that because you created a vacuum that somebody had to fill? Because I was horrible up until this point.
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest with you, I've not played in a fantasy basketball league since I quit that fantasy basketball league.
Well, so I'm better at fantasy basketball than you know.
Yeah, I quit. I quit. Yeah, too much pressure.
So, any other questions, guys, for him before we get out here?
Well, how about our poll question?
Okay, our poll question tonight.
Pfeiffer, our poll question is: Who was your first celebrity crush?
Alyssa Milano.
That's a big one out there.
That's going to be a popular one, I think, tonight.
That's a big one.
I might have to go to the bathroom right now and think about that.
So, thanks a lot, Steve, for stopping by. Sparky, Pfeiffer, old friend. I've known Steve for years, man, since he was probably in high school, correct? Good guess there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to high school. Yep.
Yeah. So listen to him weekdays 10 to 2 on the Big Show statewide with Gary, the Wendy's Big Show. Let's get that in. Got to make sure.
Don't leave that
with
out.
Gary Ellerson and Leroy Butler. 10 to 2, and he has his own show, Midday Madness in Milwaukee, 2 to 3. So Steve, thank you very much for coming, stopping by tonight, and we'll get you on again if you don't mind.
Thanks, Steve.
Go try that bourbon bacon cheeseburger. It's delicious.
Hey, thanks a lot, Steve. You have a great one.
Thanks, Spark.
See you guys.
Bye.
Obviously, he didn't look at my photo. I tried that thing multiple times.
He was not trying to stare. He kept looking at it. He turned away.
Did they give out 3 Frosties with it, too?
Wow. It looks like a gut punch.
Steve couldn't even look at the camera. He's like shaking
the whole time.
It looks like he gives you a frosting and a baby punching you in the stomach. It's a baby fist mark.
He's gonna pick the Oilers every game next year just for some reason.
So let's do this. Let's go back to back with our guest tonight, and we're gonna get Hop on, and then we can start the fun part of the show.
Wake up!
It's time for Hot Stove Hop. Hot Stove Hop. Hot Stove Hop. It's time. So Hop. Oh, wow, whoa. Hop's big on the screen tonight. Let's fix that.
It says it's Sparky, too.
Oh, it's Sparky, too.
Hey, Sparky.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's see what I got to do.
Look at the heat on that guy.
I got a lot going on here, so hold on.
Look at the size of that cranium.
What is
that
Sputnik?
It's like an orange on top of a toothpick.
Let me do this.
Move.
I was smaller than Ed's gut.
Barely. I don't know. Oh, there we go. We switched them. There we go. Looking good. Okay. And let's change some stuff up here. I got this going. I was going smooth. Hop, for some reason, you always fluster me. I don't know why.
You know what's
The
weird,
electricity.
though? Yeah, Hop's got his own music, at least. These other two guys come on, and we just kind of,
get it.
They were new.
Cold start.
Hey, it's tough to follow that guy.
He could talk all day long.
That was excellent.
Absolutely.
That was entertaining to listen. The Bucks talk was interesting to me.
Man of few words.
Yeah, ask him if he has an opinion on something.
He was holding
That's
back.
a good idea.
Well, he's a radio guy, man.
I loved it.
You asked me, I'm not a radio guy. You asked me my opinion, I can talk the same length.
That's true.
Scott, what do you think about? And it was like, wham!
Yeah.
I think he was waiting for the Packer question.
Right, yeah.
He was like, that's coming. I know Scott's going to ask me. I know he is.
Teed it up for
Well,
him.
he's been in that zone all day, too.
Well,
He's not been on the radio
He's been talking
all
for
day.
probably 3 weeks. So it's the
yeah.
same thing. It's that thing.
Yeah.
You say the same thing
Exactly.
every day, basically. It's like, yeah. So Hop, let's...
It's day 19 of Aaron Rodgers watch on most Milwaukee sports radio right now.
So let's change gears, shift gears to the MLB, and I know we're AL Central territory with the White Sox, but let's talk about, and this isn't to be funny, obviously, but it's just weird. What's going on with the Twins right now? We talked about this last week on the show. You weren't on, but what is going on with them? It's just weird. I have no idea what happened. What's your opinion on the Sox? I mean the Twins.
Well, the Sox suck, but they're still winning. The Twins just suck right now. Their pitching is terrible. Every team deals with injuries, so like Buxton's out, and he was crushing the ball.
Yes, he was.
But everybody's got to deal with injuries. Kirilloff came up; he was playing really damn well. He's gonna hit, and their pitching is just terrible. Their bullpen is terrible. I mean, you guys have talked about the Cubs bullpen for the last couple of years. The Twins are rival. It's just as bad. I'm not even trying to say the word.
Anti-rival.
It's just as bad. And then Sano's terrible. He's regressed. He's hitting like $125. Polanco's starting to turn it around, but that's about it. Like their outfield was Kyle Garlick, Luis Arias, and Rob Reffensdorfer. Some dumbass center fielder. Say Rob
Riggle.
Might as well.
Rob Riggle could have played center field just as well as this guy.
And Arias was out for a while too.
He was. Well, the Twins did have that COVID thing where they were out for I think they missed about 3 or 4. They missed one series. and they just never recovered when they came back. But it doesn't. I mean, when you watch their pitchers, I heard you guys talk last week about Hendricks. Their pitchers are just as bad, man. They're just leaving the ball right over the plate, and guys are just tearing it up on them.
I just saw this. Garrett Cole actually broke Corbin Burns' record tonight. The 59 strikeouts between walks now. So it got broken.
And
he held her for a week. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I thought
and
you
then he walked Joey Gallo.
Did he really?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was Joey Gallo.
And then,
I saw it on Twitter.
And I just saw Schwarber homer in his return to Wrigley tonight.
Nice.
What's the score right now?
I don't know.
When you
They
said
were up. They were up 4. Are you watching the Cubs?
No. I mean, I do have cable, but
Scott, I thought you said Corbin Burnson's record, and all I could picture was like, get in front of the ball, Dorn.
Is that you, Tolbert?
So
Cubs are up 5-3.
Okay, so let's move into that. We talked about Hendricks last week, and Hendricks had a great start last
yesterday.
night. But Hendricks obviously has been struggling a little bit. The Cubs, Brewers are kind of doing the same thing. They're kind of hanging out by each other, basically. You have the Cardinals, who are leading the division, I believe, still
by a couple.
Yeah, so it's just a tight division, and the Hendricks thing is what bothers me a little bit. It just worries me a little bit. I said it last week. Being the number one, he has to be. He's the kind of pitcher that has to be perfect. You know, it sounds weird because he doesn't have anything that can overpower you. He has to be that guy.
Perfect every pitch.
That's what I'm saying. He's not gonna. He can't get lucky and blow him by you in the wrong spot. If he goes the wrong spot, he's gonna get hit probably. So
if his off-speed stuff, if guys are laying off all of his off-speed stuff, curveballs, changeups, it doesn't matter where he puts his fastball because guys are going to sit on it.
Well, the problem is it's hard to tell the difference between his fastball and his off-speed stuff. It's all coming in at around 82.
Mm-hmm. I mean, his fastball's up around 89, but you I mean, when you throw 88 to 89 and 89's your top,
yeah,
you got to spot it perfectly, and everything needs to tunnel the same.
Yeah.
Your changeup needs to look the exact same. And the last couple of starts, I missed yesterday's, but
he almost finished the shutout. He went into the ninth, and then he gave up a couple singles up the middle.
Okay, his start before he was just leaving the ball right over the plate. Like, guys are going to tear you up when you're throwing 88, 89. You're leaving it over the plate, and they're going to sit on fastball all day long.
There's a couple things that I we were laughing at one of the comments.
I can see the comment.
Damn, he is so brave wearing the Indian logos on his shirt. Hardcore.
That's the Swedish guy.
Norwegian.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well,
was he Norway?
You should see him in a football jersey.
See him back there.
So the question, I may have a question for Hop. I had one, and I can't remember. I lost track of it here. But any questions for Hop? I'm sure.
Hop, what do you think about this White Sox team? They're just kind of putting bandages together and keep winning. You know, they're pretty decimated.
Best record right now, right?
I mean, they're not. I mean, you lost. Eloy wasn't. I mean, Eloy can hit, but I don't think that was a huge loss. Vaughn's starting to hit the ball. Luis Robert's going to be the toughest one.
Yeah.
Because he was good defensively, but they still have guys that can play. You've got even Grandal. I mean, dude's hitting like $125, but his on base percentage is like .420.
Yeah, and you see Abreu score on a wild pitch last night that got about 3 feet away from the catcher.
Yeah, he's out for 3 games now too because he hurt his ankle on that slide.
Really?
Yeah.
So
they were talking about it before the game today when I had it on.
So again, another guy out, but
I mean, everybody deals with injuries,
right?
Like, it's how you overcome the injuries. But that the Sox pitching staff they're throwing the ball well, and that's what's gonna. Oh, thanks, Glenn. The Sox they're pitching, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and they're still bringing in Kopech.
No,
Kopech
I want to correct Glenn. I didn't say Eloy. I said Robert, and the season's not over, Glenn. Relax. It's a long season. And Cleveland, they're being sneaky good right now, Cleveland. Watch out for Cleveland, I'm telling you.
Cleveland's got pitching.
Yes, they pitch well.
Cleveland rocks.
They do.
Yep.
But, I picked the White Sox, though, to win, so why is Glenn upset? I picked them to do well. I can't remember. I wrote it down somewhere.
Yeah, you did somewhere.
Glenn's a salty Sox fan, and all these guys are trying to tap dance on everybody because they're finally winning.
But Giolito's been pretty brutal, actually. You know,
he has been, but that's fine.
He's not even making it 5 innings in hardly any of his games.
But you can have one guy that's not doing it that will correct himself through the year.
Yeah, but when he's your number one,
Yeah, that's the Hendricks thing. He's got to be better because he's their number one. That's the thing.
But he doesn't if you've got Keuchel, who's pitching well, and you've got Kopech, and you've got Carlos Rondon. All those guys, if they're throwing well, it doesn't matter.
Well, who's the ex-Cardinal that pitched for? I forget the name.
Jeff Suppan.
Lance Lynn is pitching well too. When he gets,
you know what?
That's a great pick. That's a great pickup.
I read something the other day that Lance Lynn's only bad season was he was with the Twins.
Go figure. Huh?
He's been like a 3 to 4 ERA guy, 12 to 15 wins, and yeah, he was terrible with the Twins, and that's why they traded him.
Glenn says all the salt's in Minnesota. No salt here. Isn't Morton Salt in Minnesota somewhere? Or where did I see Morton Salt? Where are they? Or is it
Morton
outside
Salt,
Chicago?
Chicago
Oh,
sign.
Chicago.
You
Yeah.
see that,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
They banned fracking, so
Yeah. Minnesota has 3M and riots. That's their claim to fame.
Okay. They're sticky.
we've got Spam and Jolly Green Giant.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Good call.
And no police.
That's just in,
Somebody
that's
could
just in
steal-
Minneapolis.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Somebody could steal all your beans.
Ho, ho, ho.
And 3M.
Why did I do the arms when I did that, too? I did the arms with that ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, that looked like the Stay
you can't
Puft
talk about
Marshmallow
it.
Man for a second.
Oh, what I'm doing. So, anything else on baseball at this point? Yeah, Willie. Sorry.
Pujols to the Dodgers.
Oh, there you go. Pujols, yeah. That's about it. What more to say?
Breaking news. By Willie.
It's not. I mean, he's wearing number 55 tonight. He's hitting cleanup.
Double nickel.
Wow.
I mean, that's because somebody's wearing number 5 already, or it's retired, so he's got to wear. And Garrett Cole just gave up a bomb. I'll give you live updates.
Thank you.
Just what we need just for our 3 listeners.
Do you think Pujols does anything different than he was doing with the Angels with the Dodgers?
He'll accept his role as a bench player, which he didn't want to do in LA.
Yep.
Or the other LA.
Just to grab a ring on his way out, hopefully, he's thinking maybe.
He didn't want to move either.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think?
Both.
Not to interrupt, but what do you think of the Dodgers right now? What do you think about them, though? They're kind of...
Don't they have like 8 guys on the injured reserve?
Yeah, they are beat up a little bit. So that
like 2 or 3 of them are legit studs.
Well, Bellinger is one of them.
Everybody has guys on the IL. It's how you respond to it.
I did, but sometimes you can't have.
You respond by signing Pujols.
Yeah. No, it's a ton of guys. They got Bellinger, and they're hurting.
So Pujols is actually in the lineup tonight.
He's hitting cleanup. It's like you don't listen, Eric.
No, I do. I was reiterating what you said. Because nobody else was listening, so I'm helping you out.
Lasco just came out of left field, and he said, why are the Giants so good?
Because they're really tall.
It's an odd number year. Aren't they always?
Oh, there you go. You're right. That's the odd number year. That's when the Giants are good.
I mean, I don't even know who's on their pitching staff.
It was even numbers.
They
for the Giants
they
back
bat
then.
190 and win World Series as a team. That's what they do. 190 is their team batting average. Pablo Sandoval decides to hit for 3 games and they win the World Series. That's what they do. Right? Does that sound right? That's the script.
I mean, Sandoval's not with them. He's with the
while.
Braves, but I mean, Longoria's found the fountain of youth. Buster Posey's hitting all right. I think Posey's hurt right now.
So Belt's out too.
And they found a way to find their pitching and get it to work. Kevin Gossman, the guy who flamed out with the Orioles, is pitching phenomenally for the Giants. Oh. And they found like 2 or 3 guys that were on that level, and they've just been able to resurrect them.
It's Johnny Cueto. He's turned that team around.
He's hurt right now too.
Yeah,
he's back now. He's back now though.
Is he back?
Yeah, I have him. So I'm fantasy.
Is he on your fantasy team? You have like 17 injured guys on your fantasy team.
Yeah, my team's a mess. Marte, and then Tatis comes back, gets COVID.
He's got so many guys. He's got him on like a spreadsheet next to his computer.
Yeah. My team looks like the Twins.
Not quite that bad. Oh, you
are. They're pretty bad. They're pretty bad.
Similar
the Twins
record?
are actually better, to be honest. So let me, before we let you go, Hop, I want to ask you a question about our fan poll. I know you answer. We'll let you answer it in person. Who was your childhood crush as a celebrity?
I'll name 2. I'm taking Alyssa Milano and I'm taking Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
That's 90210. I didn't do the Saved by the Bell.
You had to do Saved by the Bell.
Oh, you liked her in the...
She was better in 90210.
Yes.
No.
She's a bad girl.
She was
not even close. I'm with Hop on this one. Saved by the Bell.
That's creepy. She was a high school girl.
Yeah, she was a little old for me, but
years.
yeah, but for
And
you guys.
weren't. You weren't, that's for sure. It'd be different if you were at the time.
She was on Saved by the Bell the college years.
Oh, she was. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember when they went down to the beach?
She went to college, and Elizabeth Berkley went to stripper school.
Yeah, and they replaced her with that other girl that
Got to see
owned
one of
the
them
place.
naked.
Oh, she's on King of Queens.
Yep, King of Queens girl ended up. She was.
They owned the beach house.
Leah
Her family.
Remini.
Oh,
Leah
she was-
Remini. Leah Remini. Yeah.
And she was an old school. She was
Your mom's
Vince
friends
Vaughn's
with
wife.
her.
Yeah, my mom.
What was her name?
Leah Remini.
Stacy Tuberosi.
It was Stacy Carosi on Saved by the Bell.
Carosi. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that, Hop. I like it.
Oh,
Nice.
boy.
So, Hop, thanks for joining us. Obviously, we'll have you on throughout the year talking, as we always do, baseball and other things. But so that was Hop joining us for a little baseball talk.
I like beer because it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you bring. I drink beer when I am sad, because the beer, it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer. Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good!
Beer is great, actually. And this week's Beer of the Week is brought to you especially by Mike Wilson. And it seems like he's always bringing us this Noon Whistle beer. And I think I've declared Noon Whistle my favorite brewery over the last couple of years. And so I have a major announcement to make. The Basement Benchwarmers are going to do a road trip there.
Yeah, I agree.
To Lombard.
Absolutely.
To wherever the hell Lombard is.
Lombard, we're going
That's
there.
where we're going. So, and they do a lot of IPAs. We've had some really good IPAs.
The Gummy Series.
Yeah, the Gummy Series and all that. But this one, so we're stepping out of the box a little bit here. This one's a Pilsner. If you guys don't know what a Pilsner is, it's the same shit you've been drinking your whole life. You know, Miller and Bud Light and all that crap is Pilsner. This is an Imperial Pilsner, so it's kind of it's doubled up with the alcohol content and the ingredients and all that good stuff. So it's called Lit. So it's Noon Whistle Brewing. It's called Lit, and I think if you drink about 4 of these, you definitely will be lit. So I don't. What do you guys think? Good malty, good malt character.
Very malty,
Yep.
smooth, but I think it'll, like you said, it'll kick your ass on the back end of it because 8.2%, which is smooth.
It does remind me of the good old days. You know, the Pilsner taste. You know, but a little bit stronger. Yeah,
it's very good.
Yeah, I think it would be good with a brat.
But I will say, I think it's very good.
Yeah, you like it?
Okay, absolutely.
Good. I'm glad. Thanks for bringing it.
No
of course.
problem.
Yep, good stuff.
Thanks, Frank, for bringing it to me. So.
Frank, I love this guy.
Frank. Yeah, Frank.
Yeah.
So we all like surprises, right?
Oh,
oh boy.
No, it's not a big surprise.
Yeah, baby.
We're going to go and do this now. So, Ed, hope you're ready.
Are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
And I'm expecting this is going to be a great Rumble because there is no definitive winner here. And it's going to be who's the greatest, Jack or Tiger. And I'm going to pick, I'm going to go Jack and Tiger.
Why'd you give me Jack, dude?
I should have went the other way.
No, that's good because we always got to go back and forth. That's actually right, but you can go first.
Yeah, let's go Tiger
age
first.
before beauty.
So Tiger Woods is absolutely, he's absolutely the best golfer of all time. I mean, you see it and you know it. I mean, that's where it's at. He's the most athletic golfer. 82 wins. That's tied for all time. 15 major championships. He brought the popularity. He brought the multiculturalism. He brought the money to the golfing industry and made it a sport that is probably, I would say, more popular than, you know, the NHL right now in a lot of ways. And he is, you just have to see it and you know it. He's the most talented golfer we've ever seen. He's the most competitive. He is the Michael Jordan of golf, hands down.
More like LeBron.
This is coming from a guy who loves Tiger Woods.
I'm taking Scott.
Thank you.
Wow.
So a few stats here. There was a thing done up. So if you take Jack's first 64 majors and Tiger's 64 majors and took the scores and finishes, Jack Nicklaus wins 38-22 to 4 ties. So Jack has a 16 higher finish than Tiger in their first 64 majors. Jack Nicklaus, 18 majors.
Yeah, I
that's tough to beat, and we found out how tough it was. Tiger can't do it. We found it out. He can't do it and won't do it now. So it's tough. Injuries and stuff like that brought on himself though with his personal troubles. So and Jack also is a role model. Tiger Woods is not. Doesn't make he's a better golfer, but he is also someone you can look up to. Jack Nicklaus. Jack Nicklaus was the original guy with a golf ball. Remember? He had his own. Yep, the Golden Bear line and all that. He actually. It sounds like a weird stat, but he actually has. Because golf tournaments, we all top 5s, top 10s. You know he has more top 5s and top 10s than Tiger. Also, he has the most second place finishes more than Tiger, which sounds bad, but that's what he's,
Can't close the deal, is it?
Well, he is 8 behind in overall wins from Tiger. Erica is correct. But winning the Milwaukee Open is not a big deal. He's got extra Masters and PGAs and U.S. Opens in his back pocket, so I think those 4 more should count for 20, right? Don't you think? The 4 more majors. Jack Nicklaus was the original Tiger Woods, hands down. He changed the game. He actually played a better variety of foreign players than Tiger has. Think about it. Foreign players were more dominant in the game back in Jack's time. More Americans come along now and play the game more and have got stronger and better at the game, but there was more foreign-born players that played more probably against Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson, I was going to say. Yes, Johnny.
How is he that good? You don't even know his name.
Another thing, I don't know. I got much more. It's tough. I mean, I just think that Nicklaus is the 18 majors is what they look at. Majors are what you look at. You don't look at coming in you don't look at coming in like being in the semifinals. You don't look in, doing this and that. It's the majors. It's what you want, and he won 4 more with lesser equipment, and he had his own nemesis and like guys like Tom Watson, things like that. He had his own guys lurking around him every week. So that's where I'm at.
Lee Trevino.
Yeah.
Arnie. Nick are you in this, bro?
Faldo.
Wait a minute. I didn't get an assistant to be in my bro.
He's done.
Yeah, I said I was done. That's it. I'm done. Hey, hold on. Done.
Yeah, but he snuck that in there.
Really,
what do you think?
What do you think on that argument? I kind of like Scott's argument here.
I like especially about the equipment, to be honest with you, because that's the thing. I mean, think about what these guys have now. They got, what kind of swing do you have? We're gonna, what kind of shaft you're gonna have on that?
Yeah, their video reproduction and slow motion and
then so based off that, who would you say is the 3rd best golfer?
Look at Hop. Hop thinks that I win. What is that? Who won? Who won this debate?
Well, I haven't even finished yet because we're still talking about it.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
and I saw a thing that how many. I mean, Tiger usually blew away the competition where he's never had any pressure in like a final round, like where Jack had an 18-hole playoff for one of his majors.
Tiger won in 06, 18-hole playoff.
There was one, yeah, but it was mostly what I read was.
Yeah,
he had a pretty wide margin in most of some of the biggest margins.
So you're saying Tiger
dominated in those, but he got way ahead
probably because he's the best golfer ever.
But he's never had that pressure of the final day.
But honestly, I think to be honest,
I think it's 1A.
You're right and wrong.
Yeah,
you're both right and wrong.
It's funny how I think. Well, okay, declare your winner, and then I'm
going to take Scott on the argument because your argument was kind of like a diversity and this kind of stuff. You didn't really
athleticism.
You didn't really.
We're on check. We're playing golf, buddy.
Yeah, you.
Okay, I think it's ironic though that he
Scott
chose
talked more about the equipment and how many titles and
the Persimmon Woods.
Yeah.
I think that's ironic because I think Scott probably believes that Tiger is the best, and I believe Jack is.
I like Jack.
Me, or you pick me then?
I picked you because you had the better argument.
Yeah,
but no, last week we let Hop decide.
No, because we had a split in votes.
Tiger would win with Jack's clubs,
but then it's 2-1 anyway. I don't care what he says.
Oh, you're right.
But yeah, I would have destroyed you with Tiger. So I would have won with that vote, too. I had so much on Tiger. I had more on Tiger. But I knew if I got it, he was going to give me Jack. I knew he was because I always talk about Tiger. I knew it. If I was involved, it was going to be Jack. I knew it was.
Well, I was going to give it to Willie. He had no idea what we were doing.
I think it's hard for...
What the hell's going on
It's hard
here?
for you to debate.
It was like, what about Ben Hogan and Snap
I don't know what's going on here.
What were you trying to say? Who's the third best golfer ever? Arnold
Yes.
Palmer.
Gary Player?
I mean, there's more longevity there.
Right, yeah.
I mean, honestly, the two we went, that's why I went with that. It's
How about
50-50.
Snam,
It
Snead,
could go
Hogan?
either way.
Bobby Jones. I mean, who we don't know.
Bagger Vance?
Yeah, you go.
I was going to say
Kenny
Roy McAvoy.
Shooter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin. Jeez. There's so many.
Matsuyama.
Who's the guy who lost his arm to the alligator?
Tiger would win with Jack's clubs. John Daly is the GOAT, Jeff Jankowski said. No, I will say, now, if I was Tiger Woods, my argument would have been, and Eric, remember next time we argue, you can use this against me.
Mm-hmm.
Tiger Woods, his competition, he bred his competition.
Mm-hmm.
By how good he was. People want to become golfers.
Yep.
And these guys all work out now. They are way better shape. Athleticism I agree with, but they're in way better shape than any. And these guys, don't get me wrong, the golfers back then golfed. These guys, all they do is golf
because it's profession now,
and they make over $1 million just to make in Q school. You make $1 million now.
Right.
But you could debate that Jack's competition was better.
Not even close.
You had Palmer, Player, Watson, Trevino.
The
they
top
won
was,
more majors. It was better at the top.
But
who's
really
the best player in the Tiger era? Nicholson.
Every weekend, Jack Nicklaus said himself. Every week, Tiger has 40 people chasing him. I only had like 20.
Yeah, it's true. But his top, he had like 5 or 6.
I think those 40, 20 of them are marginal.
There was a thing they brought up for a number thing they brought up. I didn't get to use it because it was for Tiger, but they said the winning percentage and how you like a percentage of your wins against the total group or whatever, and the top from 2 down was 16%. Jack Nicklaus was 2. Tiger Woods was number 1 at 100+% in this whole mathematical equation. And it was Jack Nicholson's like theory they used, and they figured it out. And it was just insane to read this because his Tiger Woods competition is better. You don't have the same guys winning because the competition was worse back then. That's why you had all these guys. Gary Player winning.
That's a good.
You get what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, I do.
Because they would always win because the same 10 guys were always involved. Yeah. Now you look at the leaderboard on a weekend, you turn it on, it's like I don't know, like 6 of those guys.
Matsuyama.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Think about it though. The last 10 Masters. Think about it.
Like Will Zalatoris.
Yeah, if you took 10 Masters in the 60s and
I'll cross him off.
But if you took 10 Masters in the 60s and 10 Masters in the 2000s, I guarantee you have 2 or 3 duplicate winners in the 60s compared to now. Nothing wrong with that. That means he was having that great competition, but I just think Tiger.
I think they both bred their competition. And Nicklaus bred competition too. It's just not the same. Tiger's was bred to be athletes.
Tiger didn't breed it. I mean,
I like what you said about
media
that.
bred it. The media bred it.
No, but I like that. I like that because they looked up. Golfers looked up to Jack. They became this. Golfers looked up to Tiger.
Kids wanted to golf instead of play baseball.
Yeah, and you see,
I agree.
The guys you see playing now
Or
that looked
football
up
or
to
basketball.
Tiger, McIlroy, Spieth, Tony Finau, those guys are athletes. They're not John Daly and Lee Weisskopf and Tom Kite.
Let's go drink 7 Manhattans after a round.
It was that Mike
Exactly.
Holmgren looking guy, Fuzzy Zeller or whatever. Who was that guy?
But I think you probably had more. You had more lined up for Tiger. I had more lined up for
Walrus.
Jack. Jack finished second 20 times in the majors.
He was American, not Finnish.
Jeez.
Next,
that's a lot of.
Should we go into the snake draft? Because that's golf
we're
related.
going to do a snake draft now. Yeah, well, jump into snake. This week's snake draft is for the PGA Championship.
Hey, you got it right.
We're going to actually do a draft this weekend. Final our bet between the guys here. We're going to make our picks. So let's start off with. We'll let age go before beauty. So we'll let Willie go, then Eric, then Ed, then myself.
It should go that
I'm
way.
last.
Yeah, it should go this way.
I'm the youngest guy here.
Okay, so Willie starts off, and we get 4 guys, and you can't pick.
But I get to go around the turn on the snake draft.
You go back. It's a normal snake draft, bouncing back. So who's your first pick, Mr. Wilson?
I'm going to go with a hot golfer for the last couple of weeks. I'm going to go with Mr. Spieth.
Okay.
You bastard. He's more like a Nicklaus player, isn't he, than Tiger?
I'm going to go with the tournament favorite, Rory McIlroy.
John Rahm.
I'll take Dustin Johnson.
He said Johnson.
He did.
And Brooks Koepka.
And you said Koepka.
That's what she said.
Then I'm going with my number 2. You guys know who it's going to be. Xander Schauffele.
Choker. Sorry. Shafluffle. I think it's chouflé.
I think this guy gets his driver working this weekend. Does someone take DeChambeau yet?
Oh,
no. I'll take DeChambeau.
I would never take him.
Baby.
No, he's too wild. Too exciting for this tournament.
All right.
Willie, you get
it's
two?
me. I'm going to go with a wild card here. Not a big wild card. Victor Hovland.
That's a good one.
Sounds like the Victor Maitland from Billy Hills Cop.
I know.
Victor.
Someone took Dustin Johnson, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Then I'm going to go with...
hold on. I got two.
Oh, yeah, you get two. Sorry.
I would go with that.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go with a hated turd, Patrick Reed.
Oh,
Patrick
can't
Reed.
stand that guy.
I hate him too, but that guy's always shows up.
He's like that too when you watch him when you're at the tournaments. He's just a douchebag.
It's a turd.
Yep.
I think I'm going to go with Morikawa. I like that guy.
Is Justin Thomas still there?
Pick.
Yeah, he is.
Yep.
I'll take Justin Thomas.
It's layup for you, kid.
That was the pick of the draft.
Yeah, right.
Steal.
Daddy, I'm the best.
Okay, so I get two.
Mm-hmm. And you're done.
And I'm done.
Unless you get five.
That's this is tough here. I got to take some sort of sleeper.
This is what it sounds like in Eric's head right now.
That's
okay. This is kind of my sleeper pick, but I'm going to take Scotty. Hey, Scotty Scheffler, and then guy that's been playing pretty good is Patrick Cantlay. You know, I was looking. Are we done?
No, I got one more.
No, I get one more too.
Oh yeah. Don't I get my fifth?
Oh, I
pick now?
got to go way out. I'm flipping over to the back side. No,
That's what she said.
I'm going to go Tony Finau.
Finau.
He's another choker though.
Not this week.
Not this week, yeah.
I just need him to finish in the top 10.
Is Tiger Woods still available? No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to go with that Japanese boy.
Oh, Mr.
one?
President.
Matsuyama. I already took Morikawa, so I got Matsuyama.
Yeah, you're all set.
I got Rory.
I'm
going all,
Morikawa's American.
but he's of
He went to USC.
Japanese descent, though, right?
No, he was born in California.
But he's Japanese.
It doesn't matter. All these other guys
He's
are
an
of
Asian
some
American.
descent.
Rory McIlroy is not a. He's from.
You're Finnish.
He's
I'm
from,
Italian.
You're Finnish American.
Oh my God.
Speaking of a Polak, go Willie.
Wow.
I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
Holy crap. I'm going to go with Will Zalatoris.
I think
You were
that
just
was already
making
picked.
fun of him.
I was, but I'm going with him.
Ed picked him 4 rounds ago. What are you talking
Who'd you
about?
take?
Salatorius.
Zalatoris.
Yeah.
So
sounds like Dolores.
So we'll throw your picks there, and I'll get them set up, and that's our picks for this weekend. So that was our snake draft.
I
Do you have a highlighter? Because mine's a mess.
I got them all
circled
right
a
here.
bunch of guys.
Scott, I'm right here.
I circled like 8 guys.
Oh, okay. He's got them all done.
Oh, you did them?
Yep.
I did them.
So we're all good.
Willie. Good. You know what Willie reminds me of? Remember Mad Men? All those hot secretaries?
Yeah. He looks like the red-haired one with the
huge cans.
Oh, Christina Hendricks.
so-
my first crush. Actually, my 100th, probably.
Boing.
So this
I'm going
past
to crush that tonight.
this past week, Colt Brennan passed away. 37 years old, ex-Hawaii quarterback, played in the NFL for a cup of coffee. He was in actually rehab, and he actually passed away in rehab. So, condolences to the family. That's kind of 37 years old.
Great,
way too young.
great college quarterback.
Great college
Used to
quarterback.
light it up in
Yes,
college.
yes,
It was
he did.
amazing.
Was he with June Jones?
Yes,
oh
June
my
Jones was
gosh,
quarterback.
yes.
Yep.
June Jones.
Used to stay up
They
late.
actually-
You had to stay up late to watch those
it.
games,
Oh,
like 10
absolutely.
o'clock
They
games.
actually made a big bowl game. That,
Yeah, they did.
His
Oh,
team,
yeah.
they got beat by. I know it's.
It was like a second tier.
They went to like the Sugar Bowl.
Oh yeah,
and they got beat by Georgia, but they made the Sugar Bowl
yeah,
that year.
yeah. He was fun to
he,
watch.
He put up great numbers. I think I have him here. He actually threw for over 5,500 yards and 58 touchdowns by completing 72.6% of his passes in 2006 in 14 games.
That's a good year.
And where was he drafted?
He was drafted. I believe it's on here too.
Like a third rounder or something.
After college career, Brandon was selected in the 6th round by the Redskins.
No, they could use him now.
The football team, I'm sorry. And then he spent 2 seasons there. Then he had a brief stint with the Raiders, played arena football, and then went to Canada for a cup of coffee. So Colt Brennan,
rest in peace,
passed away this past week. So
gave into the demons.
Yeah.
Alcohol and drugs. Yeah.
Another story out there, the 5-star college recruit, Patrick Baldwin, going to stay in Milwaukee, play for his dad.
awesome.
Yeah, great story.
A few things I did. It was kind of weird. You heard kind of stories come out that, and I didn't look this up, but how were the Panthers last year? They said it was kind of a situation where the guy was kind of teetering on losing his job, maybe, and they think that
you have basement.
Well,
the
problem with the Panthers is their players are always under they have just bad grades.
Okay,
and they're just failing. They got guys are always suspended. I mean, it's been a mess. But yeah, he was kind of on the hot seat. He's helping his dad out, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, he turned down Duke, Georgia, and Virginia, but for a one and doner,
he might have done him a favor.
That's the thing. It
He's
doesn't matter
going to be
anymore.
a top 5 pick, and he's in a
and it doesn't really matter. I mean, we saw this year in the tournament. I know it was a COVID year, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to go play for the Blue Bloods anymore.
Could this guy, in this article I got in front of me, could the guy be the next Gordon Hayward and lead Milwaukee to a Final Four? You never know. I guess.
Well, that'd be fun.
Anything could happen. I guess, right?
I would say that. I mean, hopefully they put a team around him. And I don't know where that's all at, but that would be pretty exciting to see them at least.
Well,
at least in the tournament.
So
win a game or two.
The rumor is Durant, Harden,
and Rodgers,
and who's the other Nets big 3?
That would be crazy, Kyrie.
So Kyrie, they're going to go. They have eligibility left. They're going to go play for Milwaukee this year. They're going to make a run for the tournament. They decided.
Yeah, they definitely have eligibility.
And Rodgers will be there too.
He might not have eligibility though. Didn't he finish college?
He
left as a junior. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so well, we'll see.
But he does have a degree. The others don't. I don't think
they need one.
Well, I mean, Kyrie thinks the world's flat.
He's a geography major.
He doesn't. But Kyrie right now doesn't care about
Kyrie Columbus.
No, he doesn't care about basketball right now. Did you see that? The latest? Yeah, he's more concerned with what's going on over in the Middle East. He doesn't. He's not concerned with basketball.
He doesn't want to play basketball.
That's what I wanted to ask Pfeiffer that, just kind of as well, you kept talking about the big 3, and I'm like, well, one of them his head's not in the game right now. Yeah. He's focused on Israel.
We'll see. So let's talk a little about NBA ourselves real quick. We didn't, with Steve on the Sparky on the show with us, but right now we I'll put the bracket away. But what's your feeling about the 7, 8, 9, and 10 in both? I like Golden State to win and beat the Lakers, and I think the Lakers might not get in. I think they might get beat by their second game and not get in. I really do.
How is this? Is it one game?
7, 8 play each other. And if the loser of that then plays the winner of 9, 10.
9, 10, okay.
9, 10 has to play 2 to get in. 7, 8 has to play. 7, 8 winner goes in as the
7, 8 plays against each other.
Yep.
It's not 7, 10.
No, it's not but it makes sense.
No, because they don't want to punish.
Right. Then you get to go on and win and play the winner of the next. And you get
probably
to
only game difference.
And does that start tomorrow night?
It does start Tuesday night.
Tomorrow night.
Yep.
And the other side, I think it's very blah. I agree with Sparky on that. I think the Washington with Westbrook. I think Boston can make a little noise just because they do have a good team. I know they lost Jalen. I was going to say Jalen Ramsey, Jalen Brown. But I think they're still a solid team. But I don't think any of those teams will make any noise. And they get in, they're going to be done in the first round, I believe. I mean,
I think it would have been better if the Bulls were in. Snuck in there. Because he even brought it up. Pfeiffer brought it up. The Pacers are kind of blah.
Yeah, I mean, Sabonis is a good player.
I'm rooting for a Utah Indiana Pacers final. NBA goes out of business right afterwards. Bankrupt. Because 7 people watched.
Sign. They put a sign out front. Closed.
By game 4.
This is what it would sound in the NBA building down in New York.
Probably.
I thought you were going to play crickets. But
No. No, it's going to sound like this. And this is what Jordan will sound like. Because they don't have Jordan to play.
It's kind of a weird. Do you like this play-in thing? I mean,
I do.
Is it bringing some juice?
I think it's interesting.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's. I mean,
this year it's. I mean, it really isn't though, because I think that the teams that are 7 and 8 are going to be the 7 and 8. That's kind of what I'm looking at.
What I think was really interesting about this, I feel like Sparky was saying, I feel really bad for the 1 and 2.
Oh my God!
You know,
yeah.
You work your ass off all year to get this thing, and all of a sudden you're going to be playing the Warriors
Lakers.
and you're Lakers.
But even if it was
the Lakers, what the hell? You know,
even if it was the same way, Willie, though, they're the 7 and 8 right now. You know, the Lakers and the Warriors are the 7 and 8. Now they just have to play off to be to officially be the 7 and 8.
Right.
So either way, it would have been like, the Suns and Jazz. Come on. I mean,
I like Golden State and I like Memphis. Screw it.
You do like Memphis? Okay. Well, I mean, I'd love to take them.
The Lakers, that'd
but
be
I
cool.
just, I can't. I mean, I'm okay with I think the Warriors might upset the Lakers.
So, have you looked at the bracket at all?
Yeah, I got it.
Who do you like in the conference finals for both sides?
Oh, we're going all the way. I thought we were just going to talk playing.
Oh, let's talk about the conference finals.
Oh shit, I'm not ready
because it starts.
Let's talk about that next week.
But it starts this weekend.
Yeah, we're not going to get all those games.
The playoffs will start this weekend.
I bet they
official?
start Friday
because they only need 3 days to do this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's fine.
Is that you?
Me again.
Unless you,
we could do it next week.
Unless because we
let's do it next week. We can make our picks. We can do a whole.
We got to do the NFL.
We can do the whole bracket pick next week. Yeah. We'll do a whole bracket NBA pick next week. So we'll do that. A little tweet that was put out today. I hate talking about him, but it's just great. Makes me laugh. There was a post out, most 25 point per game season in NBA history. LeBron had 17 seasons, and then 16, 15, 14, 13. Nobody ever had that many. And then Jordan, Durant, Kobe, and Malone had 12. And then the thing is, Bron has done this for 7 straight seasons. And then LeBron tweets it and writes, "Since I was 19 years old, and I'm a pass first guy, always been. That's why I'm never mentioned with the greats of scoring, huh? That's perfect because I'd rather keep it that way." I mean,
he's got to talk about himself.
I mean,
he's got to keep himself relevant.
What's the old saying?
He's the next Bill Gates.
You tell people you're good, but they'll tell you when you're great. Is that the old saying?
Well, yeah, you don't decide when you're great. People will tell you. Yeah, that's kind of, and it's not.
No, I mean,
yeah, it's just goofy.
And remember, Michael Jordan played for how many years? 15 only. So 12 out of 15, LeBron's. So actually, if you think about it, LeBron's been playing for. He came in 18.
16
years.
He's
He's been playing for 20. So he's actually on the same pace.
He's 38,
isn't he?
I thought he was 36.
Well, no, he's had 17 years of 25 or more, so he's got to play.
Oh, yeah, you just said that, didn't you?
Yeah, so he's and I don't think his rookie year he did it, so had been in the league for at least 18, 19 years.
So it's time for him to go.
He's on the same pace as number-wise as Jordan anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, but
did Tim Duncan ever tell anybody he was great?
He didn't have to.
The Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame did this last week.
They just did, but did he ever tell anybody? No.
I saw an article that said there's an argument for Tim Duncan as the GOAT of all time.
He's definitely
it's a good argument. I didn't read it. I just saw
forward.
That.
I got him as
he's a different
power
guy. I mean, it's hard. Those guys are hard to give that to me to sometimes because they don't handle the ball. You think about the guys that are always mentioned: Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, LeBron, Michael. You think if you seriously do you agree? They always had the ball.
He's a post player.
They always had their balls in their
balls.
That's what she said. But you kind of know what I'm saying. It's unfair. It's just like quarterbacks. They get all the glory because they have the ball in their hand all the time. They're always with it. Running backs get a little bit. Receivers, but the guards are always giving the ball away, or they get the ball at the perimeter and get to work. And don't get me wrong, though, Duncan's probably one of the best ever post players. I mean, you'll argue Wilt and all that, but for the modern era. Tim Duncan, I agree. He's one of the best post players ever with that turnaround off the backboard. He had one hand. I mean, that shot, to do that, you have to prove out.
And he was a winner. I mean,
and he won a ton. Yeah, and he
I don't know if he ever won an MVP.
He did win a league MVP, I believe. Yeah,
I
believe he did. And remember too. I mean, we talk about
he won one. Kobe only won one.
Yeah, we talk.
I think Duncan and Kobe only won one.
We talk about Ginobili and Tony Parker and guys like that, but. That kind of maybe does roll back. That did Duncan make them better?
He made them better, for sure.
Would they have been that good without Duncan? No, obviously. No. I mean, would they have won championships and all that? No.
He allowed them to do their thing.
Yes,
which worked out.
And he didn't get in their way, but when it was time, he had the ball in his hands and he was good at everything. Rebounded well and all.
You'll get the debate too. That is, I mean, Popovich is probably.
I was going to say Pop's in there. Involved.
If he's not the second or third best coach ever, I don't. No, you're not a big fan.
No.
Just because he's such a liberal.
Well, not even that.
Psychopath.
Not even that.
He's got to be a little psycho.
He not to get into it, but you badmouth people the same way is why our last president is banned from Twitter. You do the same stuff. He was the same way.
I was just speaking
MF that. No, I know what you're saying.
Strictly coaching.
Yeah,
I'm not concerned about the politics of it.
And he was always been like that to me. He's just been the interviews and all. He's been he's always a dick.
Yeah.
You work for the NBA. Just like if I'm gonna complain about the players,
sure,
I'll complain about him. Then when I do a sound report, he was always a dick on the sidelines, a dick after games. He was a Belichick of basketball. He's an asshole, but he was a good coach. And I think Belichick's a great coach. I don't think he's a great. I think he's a terrible. He's a weird dude.
Yeah.
But you,
most
you
of
agree?
them are.
But
most
you think
of those
about
guys are.
No,
weird
most
dudes.
coaches. Pat Riley.
Phil Jackson's an asshole.
Phil Jackson's a
but
weird
Phil
dude.
Jackson did his interviews, did what he had to, and did all his stuff. He didn't.
He had an edge to him too. Though.
But silent reporters, Popovich was always on silence. It was like he just stood there. It was almost like Marshawn Lynch, and because the NBA had a deal, you had to talk between quarters.
But I bet you if you asked those sideline reporters still respected him. I think. Yeah. I mean, he wouldn't say. I remember
Craig Sager got to him.
Sager did that.
Yeah.
He got to him.
Yeah, you're right.
He did get to him.
Do you remember too that it was Sager's last game, I think,
Yeah.
and Pop did the same thing to him, and then he ended up like, this guy is he turned as like, this guy is one of the greatest ever. Gave him a hug and all that stuff. But yeah, he did the same thing. He always did. Like, wouldn't say anything to him.
And he has terrible hair.
Oh, who Pop?
Yeah,
right now
looks like Willie. Not anymore. Willie looks great now.
Willie does look good.
Willie's like a model now.
Yeah, that must be the power lines.
You saw his before. You see his before haircut in the intro, and then now you see his after.
That's right. Yeah.
Another thing that I saw that was interesting, after turning 40, Jerry Rice had 185 catches, 2,509 receiving yards, and 12 touchdowns. All other players in NFL history after turning 40 have combined for 2 catches, 4 receiving yards. If don't answer it if you know.
I love the answer. I love the
Do you
answer.
know the answer?
I don't understand the question.
Go ahead.
So after 40, only 2. That's what Jerry Rice did after 40 years old.
Okay.
185, 2,509 in receiving yards, and 12 TDs. Only 2 other players have made catches after 40. It's 2 catches, 4 receiving yards. Name the 2 players.
Holy cow.
Jason Witten.
It's a trick question.
Think about it. It's 2 catches, 4 yards, 2 players over 40.
Oh, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yep, that's one. Who's the other?
George Blanda.
The gunslinger, man.
Oh,
yeah,
Brett Favre.
Cut his own pass.
Yeah. So yeah, it was funny. That's the best part of the thing. It was Edge Jeopardy, but you didn't answer correctly.
Yeah, yeah, that was stupid.
Okay, so let's get into the NFL schedule, and it was released this week. And we're not gonna talk about every game, obviously, but let's throw out a couple games you guys saw on the schedule that jumped out at you, and you decided that a couple games. You can throw a couple out there that you want to watch, and it doesn't have to be your own team or anything. It can be anything around the NFL. So what are you looking for, Willie, in your couple games?
If I'm gonna buy a ticket to the game to go, I'm going to the Jets Falcons in London.
Oh, nice. Yeah, a little road trip.
Why not? It's October 10th, 9:30 a.m. game.
October 10th. We're free that weekend.
Yeah, we are.
It's my birthday. Let's go to Vegas instead. Bears Raiders in Vegas, October 10th.
There you go.
I like that better, actually.
Giddy
London. You still get a little bit of London.
All our
in
tickets
Vegas.
tonight.
Well, I looked them up. $500 a ticket up top. They're going for a lot.
Oh, really?
I was talking about playing. I don't want to go to the game.
Oh, yes, yeah.
There's going to be a nightclub in that.
If I'm spending
in the end zone of that
$500,
stadium.
I'm scoring a touchdown.
there was the best meme or what meme, whatever they call them. It was the nightclub, and someone wrote, "Well, you better watch out dancing with one of those errant and Derek Carr throws."
Oh my God,
or something like that. It was pretty funny. So you like that? Any other game you like on the
Let's
schedule?
see, what else would I go to here? Buccaneers Rams, September 26th.
That's hunting season. You don't want to go to that game.
Because I want to go see my old boy Stafford.
Huh? Okay.
In Los
You're my boy, Blue.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. What do you, Eric? How about you? You're gonna take mine, I know, but that's okay.
I'm going to take your. Well, I know the one that everybody wants to see. If I don't think that I'm going to go there. I've always wanted to go to Arrowhead.
Okay.
So how about a Bills at Chiefs in October, a Sunday night game in October?
What about the other one?
What other one? No, I think everybody wants to go watch Tom Brady beat the shit out of the Patriots, right?
So you would rather go see Bills Chiefs instead of Green Bay Chiefs?
Oh. I didn't even see that on the schedule.
Yeah, at Arrowhead.
Are we going?
Well, if Rodgers is still there. It could be.
I missed that.
It could be Jordan Love outgunning Patrick Mahomes. It could be. You never know.
I was going to take the Packers at the Cardinals. I don't know.
You
They're
didn't really
playing
see
at the Chiefs?
Yeah,
I didn't even
it's
see
at
that.
Arrowhead. Yeah,
I just like
because it's their extra game.
Oh, it is the extra.
So it's
game.
all the extra games.
State
AFC
Farm
home.
Bowl.
Yeah. State Farm Bowl. Good call.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
Do you change it?
Well, no, I don't want to. I know that. I just wanted to. I want to.
That was one on my list. So
that's on your list.
That was on
huh?
my list. Yeah.
I'm going. The game I really want to go to December 12th when it's cold as shit here. Bills at Tampa.
Ooh, nice.
Good matchup.
Chicago plays in Tampa this year.
Oh,
What days?
I don't know.
didn't you see that on the schedule?
Yeah.
No, I didn't look.
I'm
it up.
in.
I'm
Yeah.
in.
You guys want
I'm
to
in
go?
for any of
I'm
these,
in.
really.
I don't know when it is. I got to look. I think they play there. Yeah.
Well, you can get tickets. I got a hookup for everything else.
Yeah. Let's figure
I'll
it out.
get us some hogs while we're down there, boys.
My sister has tickets. I get her 2, and we just got to get 2 more.
Besides that, we'll go hunting.
Yeah, I was going to say. It'd be cold enough to go hogging, wouldn't it?
Down there, it's never cold enough to go hogging.
So that was your game?
Yeah, that's the game I'd go to.
Bills who?
Bills Tampa in Tampa.
Nice. Okay. The one that everybody's just sitting on is Tampa Bay, New England. That's going to be a interesting one.
They already said the average ticket's about $1,900 or
Yeah.
so.
How about the other one I like? That's the Packers Chiefs.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And not being
I'm
funny if Rodgers still there.
I'm
not being funny. I'm
no.
Yeah.
You know what it is though? It's Patrick Mahomes and the next Patrick Mahomes, Jordan Love. Boyle's not there anymore.
I'm just kidding.
They got
Blake Bortles.
They got Bortles and some other dude too.
Bortles and some dude. Yeah.
James, I think it's James. Bortles and James.
Bortles.
You really are a funny guy. I like it.
How about the Week 16, the 1-2 Bowl, Jaguars Jets?
Oh yeah.
Trevor Lawrence versus Mr. Wilson. Could be for a playoff spot.
I'll have fantasy implications in that.
Anyone else that jumps out at you? Any other games that you're like, oh, that'd be great? I mean, obviously on my own team, a few of them, obviously. The Detroit game we're going to this year. We're back in.
We are going.
Hey, it might be short weather too.
Yeah, it might be. It's gonna be nice. The Packer game's early for me too this year. They're all early.
Could it be shirtless?
No, I'll get you a game this year. We'll get to a game. I got tickets for all of them at one game this year.
Lions.
As long as we go to the Wabash Tap.
October 24th.
Get the Chicago handshake.
That's right.
October 24th at Tampa.
Oh, Bears?
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
Saddle up.
Giddy up.
So let's talk about. We kind of looked at the schedules and kind of I don't think Ed did it, but the other guys did their picks for
too early.
So we're going to do them now, and then before the season starts.
We did this last year.
Too early.
We only did it when the season started, though.
You need a secretary.
I need 2 secretaries.
So let's go. We're not going to talk about every game, every schedule. We're just going to talk about the division winners and who we got in the playoffs. Okay. So who would you guys have for division winners in the AFC Central? That would be AFC North. I'm sorry. So who's your winner?
I got to look up the teams now.
In the
and record, if you keep throwing. Oh, mine's wrong. Oh no, it's right. Duh. I was like by 17 games.
This thing is all over the place the way it printed. The AFC North, are we starting with me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got the Ravens as the winner of that.
And then when we're all done, we're going to name our worst team in the conference.
Do you want me to keep going, or are we going to just do that?
Go. Oh, no, Willie, who do you got?
I have the Ravens at 13-4.
I have the Ravens at 12-5. The Steelers at 10-7. Right?
I had 13-4 as well. So,
and then Browns 12-5.
Steelers.
Okay. How about the AFC South?
Starting with me. I have the Titans 14-3.
I have them at 10-7. The Titans. And the Colts at 7-10.
Yeah, I got the Colts at 12-5.
I got Colts 12-5.
I have the Jaguars and Texans being really shitty.
I got them both winning 5 games.
Oof! I got them winning 5 combined.
Oh, okay. How about the AFC East?
Ooh.
Bills 14-3.
Yeah, I got 14-3 Bills.
Me too.
And the rest of the division.
Oh, and I'm sorry. What did you say for the AFC?
I would say
North
Colts.
Okay, and then how about for the AFC East right now?
I got a 15-2 Chiefs.
No, AFC.
Oh,
I'm sorry, East. So AFC East for
Dolphins.
Dolphins. I don't have it still.
Oh, you were talking to Ed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's
good.
good. Yeah. And then I have Dolphins in second, 11-6. And then the AFC West would be the Chiefs. You said, Eric?
I got Chiefs 15-2, but I have the Chargers looking pretty good at 13-4.
I got the Chiefs at 14-3 and the Chargers at 11-6.
You got Chiefs 13-4 and the Chargers 11-6.
Actually, my most competitive division ended up being that division.
I got the Broncos at 17-0.
Because I'm gonna have Rodgers.
Well, they hired the new assistant GM.
Oh,
female.
No, Chiefs all the way.
Who is your worst record in the division?
Which one?
The AFC, the conference. I'm sorry.
Oh. The Houston Texans, 1-16.
I got the Bengals with 2 wins.
I got the Jags 2-15.
But after I redo this, it'll be the Texans. I'm sure. I just wasn't.
Yeah, I caught myself too. I kept peeking over as I'm making the picks and looking at what their records were going to be. And I had the Bengals being really bad, but then I'm like, okay, maybe Burrow gets going halfway through the season.
Yeah, he's gonna steal some.
Yeah, and they got now a good receiver.
And the Steelers and the Ravens. Well, and definitely the Browns always choke a few games.
Yep. Well, I have the Browns being a good team. I actually have the Steelers being a pretty mediocre.
I got
team.
the Browns 8-9.
I got Browns 12-5.
Well,
playoff.
They're going to be good defensively if they all stay healthy and play together.
And there's that running game still.
Yeah,
they're still going to be there.
They're kicking it back there.
They are.
Or Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, he's kicking it.
Anyway, NFC
and Chubb.
NFC West. NFC West. This is going to be a team I'm going to ride the whole year, I think, until they go away. And I when I ride teams, what happens? They win stuff.
He's going to say the 49ers.
No, I think the Rams.
Okay,
are going to do big things in the West.
Oh, way to go out on a limb, Scott.
13. Oh,
I got the Rams 13-4 winning.
That's
that division.
That's what I have them. I
think they're going to be great. I think they're going to be a really good team.
12-5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got the 49ers winning that division.
I got the 49ers are 9-8.
I got 11-6.
I got the Seahawks, the worst team in that division.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Me too. At 9-8.
I actually have.
Hey, that division can be like that, though.
I have 49ers 10-7, 12-5 Cardinals, 13-4 Rams, 7-9 Seahawks.
Jesus Christ,
they freaking suck.
So they're just going to beat everybody in that division this year.
Yeah, probably.
Every other team's under 500.
Hey, I just picked the games, just like anybody else.
How about the NFC? East. Sorry, I got to think these things.
Mediocrity, really.
I got the football team winning the division with 4 wins.
I've got the Cowboys at 9-8, but I think the Cowboys can be. If Dak stays healthy, they're going to be a pretty good team this year.
I got Washington 11-6.
Okay.
I have the Washington football team, or WFT, 10-6.
I got the Eagles winning that division.
I think the Eagles might be the worst team.
I have the Eagles 1-16.
Just because I got to see Jalen Hurts. I got to see Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts going to turn it around.
Jalen is going to hurt all year.
That division's so
that great
mediocre.
offensive line.
How about the NFC South?
Ooh,
that's a tough one.
Oh, jeez.
Really. Tampa 12-5.
That's what I have. Tampa 12-5.
Oh, you guys 12-5. I have them 13-4. But I do have the Falcons 10-7. And then garbage the rest of the way.
I got the Saints at 10-7.
Saints are going to be garbage.
No, but think about this. And I was talking about think about the Saints when every game. Think about what they did when Drew Brees didn't play in the last 2 years. I think they lost one game. Honestly, remember Bridgewater went undefeated.
Yeah,
and last year Taysom Hill lost 1 game.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I'll take the Saints then, just because you said that.
Well, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
No, not changing.
Sean Payton. No, I'm just saying though. But Sean Payton. Sean Payton's a pretty good coach. He's one of those guys that's kind of an ass too. But love him or hate him, he wins.
All right, are we done?
No, we got to do the NFC North.
That's what I mean.
So who's your pick for NFC North?
Assuming
is Rodgers playing?
Well, that's where we're going to do this when the season starts.
Is this the only division where you either are first or last?
There's an asterisk involved.
Well, I said to Willie this: if Rodgers leaves, this division will be the NFC East.
It might be. It might be very. Yeah, I think so.
I think
you're right.
I think a couple teams play defense. I mean, the Bears and Packers can play defense. I think, but if they don't have Rodgers offensively, they're going to be different. Obviously,
Can I tell you though? When I was doing this, picking the games, Scott, I'm peeking over as I'm picking the games, and I'm looking at the division. I'm like, oh my god, I should have a little bit more respect for the Bears.
I
should have more respect for the Bears. So I picked the Bears to win a ton of games at the end. When I say ton, I mean 5, because I did have them almost like I had them like 0-9 at one point, and I'm like, well, I mean the kid could catch fire or whatever. So I have the Bears 6-11 in second place.
I have the Bears 8-9.
And I do have the Packers 13-4. I think the Packers are going to have
I'm 12-5.
With Rodgers, there's some tough road games.
I got them 10-7.
The Packers,
yeah,
with Rodgers.
With Rodgers.
What about Dan Campbell's Lions? Well, he's going to be breaking kneecaps,
chewing kneecaps,
eating them.
I'm 6-11 with them.
Yeah, I'm like 6.
I'm 7-10. So you know what Dan Campbell did with his first practices? He had no quarterback.
They went to Sizzler? No.
They had no quarterback. They didn't have a quarterback because they didn't draft anybody. And Goff's got a thumb surgery and all this stuff. So who threw passes was an assistant coach who...
John Kuhn.
No, sorry. No. So, yeah, that's what they did.
Nice.
Yeah. Interesting, huh?
So you print out your bracket, right?
Not like that, but...
Well, you know who you got.
I do. I do know I have.
So my number one seed is the Bills and the Rams. That's my number one seeds.
Can we just do wild card first?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, how do you want to do this? Do you want to just go through each?
Well, I got Charger Ravens on my top of the bracket. What do you guys got top of the bracket?
Oh, okay. Top. I got Browns Titans.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Who do you got? Let's be easy about this because this is
who's winning the Super Bowl.
We're going to redo this because when the season
Yeah.
starts, once training camp goes
Sure.
by, we get to see a few things here. Some things change. Quarterbacks change.
Final Four.
Starters may not be. You don't know.
Yeah.
So let's just do the Final Four. So who do you got in the AFC Championship, Eric?
I have the Packers and Buccaneers as a rematch.
In the AFC?
Oh, I thought you said NFC.
Did I say NFC? AFC. Well, do the AFC.
Sure.
I'll do the
I think
AFC.
you said U.S. Open.
Oh.
Okay. What are we doing? AFC or NFC?
And AFC.
Then I got the Chiefs and the Bills.
Okay. And who do you got winning that game?
I do have the Bills.
Okay. Willie.
Chiefs, Bills.
I
got Bills.
I got Chiefs, Bills, and I got the Chiefs getting back.
Yeah.
Who do you got for the
Chiefs,
bottom bracket?
Dolphins.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chiefs, Dolphins. And who do you got going to the Super Bowl?
I haven't got that far yet.
Well, that's what we're doing that next.
Microphone.
Chiefs or Dolphins?
Oh, winning that game.
Yeah, you're winning that game. Sorry.
Dolphins. Yeah, I like them.
And then Eric.
My NFC?
Yeah, that's next.
I do have the Packers winning that rematch against the Buccaneers.
I've got Buccaneers, Rams, and I got the Buccaneers going back.
I have Buccaneers, Rams. I have Rams going.
Wow.
And who do you got winning the Super Bowl, Eric?
It's Aaron Rodgers. It's all about Aaron Rodgers.
So Denver?
I have the Denver Broncos winning their fourth Super Bowl. I have the Packers.
Quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
I got the Rams beating Buffalo.
I got this guy winning the Super Bowl this
Ooh.
year. This guy.
All right.
He's not on the Dolphins.
Is there going to be a playback?
Who do you got in the NFC Championship?
NFC Championship, I've got the Buccaneers and the Cardinals.
Oh, and who's going to the Super Bowl?
The Buccaneers, of course.
And who's winning it?
Of course, the Buccaneers.
Yeah, boo! I love it.
Tom Brady's still alive, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers, no Tom Brady. That's all I'm gonna say.
Let's put all these papers together and we'll archive them.
Yeah, I'll throw mine on the ground.
Mine's saved for posterity on the intrawebs.
Here you go. Here, give me all those, and here, put them all again. Grab Eric's.
Bob Pettit's thinking the Rams suck.
Rams won't be good. Stanford is the answer, but their defense, man.
Oh, there's a whole discussion going on without us. We haven't got to our young spank material yet, or whatever.
Oh yeah, yep. So yes, do that next. Let's do Cubs won tonight, 7-3.
Nice.
So
Beat Leicester, huh?
Yep, the molester. So let's go to our fan poll question, because our fan poll question this week is favorite celebrity crush. And I see one up here already. I'm going to name it off. Jim Lasko said Olivia Newton-John, especially in the movie Grease. The good girl becomes the bad girl. Yum.
What did he say? Kelly has what?
Kelly has. That's all he said. I don't know.
Probably has the video, and it's probably a VHS tape, and it's worn out from all the pause buttons.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's Lasko. The strokes aren't that long, really.
I know that guy. I saw him curl before.
So let's real quick. What do you got in your phone for any celebrity? What do you got in your celebrity crushes? Anything?
I do. Russell Spears likes Topanga.
Oh, from the Wonder Years. Boy Meets World. Yeah.
Boy Meets World.
Okay.
And
that's
then
going.
Tony Galliardo likes Sophia Loren.
She's a fox.
Jesus.
And then Ann Arneson and Shauna Galliardo, they like
Scott Cavalli.
Sean Cassidy.
Oh, Sean Cassidy.
Close.
Well, they have the same taste in men.
Awkward. Carl
Well, remember, that's why they liked Willie, because of his feathered hair.
Yeah, what feathered hair? You see that guy back there hiding?
Yeah, there he is. There it is.
Carl Bradley, Elizabeth Shue.
Oh, Adventures of Babysitting. Oh, no, Karate Kid.
Yeah. Well,
and then Cocktail. Did you see a boob
Cocktail,
in that movie?
yeah.
I don't remember.
It's National Cocktail Day, isn't
and
it?
then
I missed it.
Jessica Dice likes Judd Nelson.
Is she like Dice Clay?
Yeah, right.
I'm just kidding. Judd Nelson. Wow,
Judd
that's
Nelson. And then
bad boy.
Josie likes Johnny Crawford. Who the hell?
Don't know who that is.
My mom?
Yeah.
My mom's kind of goes around town on mine. She wrote Troy
Wasn't
Donahue and Cary.
Joan Crawford?
Well, she wrote Troy Donahue and Cary Grant on mine, so she's
all over the place.
Don't tell her about Cary Grant.
She's gonna shit when she hears about Spencer Tracy.
You got some people.
I got some people.
What do you got? What do you got?
BJ Podrasky.
BJ.
He says Alyssa Milano.
Yeah, it comes
and
up.
Dan Stepflug says any of the original Charlie's Angels.
Oh, yeah.
He's even Bosley?
Yeah, Bosley, I think. Dave Strash says that.
Hey, Angels.
Dave Strash says that one co-host of the Benchwarmers.
Oh, Scott. Well, thanks. Thanks for that.
Jeez, you've gotten like 3 already.
I know. I think they meant Eric, though.
No, Sean Cassidy.
No, didn't they say E-Rock is his nickname?
They say
E-Rock?
Rock. I think his name is Rock,
Oh.
which is what he calls me. Yeah.
Or Soft, what Heather calls you.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what he calls me.
Why does he call you Rock?
I don't know.
It's been E-Rock. That's been around. That's been around forever.
Oh.
Yeah, E-Rock. Yeah.
Well, okay.
We'll have to get rid of that.
I'm Scott Stone.
Cy Young Award-winning Steve Stone.
I'm just old balls.
Yeah, he said it. Did you guys pick yours yet? I missed it.
No, I'm going to read them. So I got Corey Tussler said Vada Sultanfuss.
Ooh.
Yeah, say it fast.
I don't know. Did I fall for it? Vada Sultanfuss. I don't get it.
It must be from...
I don't know.
Look it up. Look up Vada Sultanfuss.
Okay.
Cam Carable said Kelly Kapowski.
Yeah.
Bob Pettit, and I'm with Bob Pettit, Jennifer of Hewitt.
Oh, yeah.
Mandy Cavelli said Jordan Knight from New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, and KTOB.
Hop said Alyssa Milano. Jenny Cavelli said Nick Rhodes from Duran Duran. And Carol Marie Lynn said, agreed with Jenny. Troy Boyles said Tara Reid. That's a lot of baggage there. Sorry.
Oh, man, but she was hot when that pie
Most
thing.
of these
Nip
have,
slip.
Yeah.
Most
Nip
of these
slip.
have baggage, though.
Yeah, Nita Gray Heath is Sean Cassidy. Liz Schneider said John McEnroe.
What?
Huh?
That's
and she said don't judge, and then Sean Cassidy.
I could see her with John McEnroe.
Yeah. That'd be a racket.
When I look up this
awesome.
when I look up this Vada, I just get a bunch of Pornhub.
No,
Yeah, look at it. It's all in Russian too.
she's probably. I mean,
I must be spelling it wrong.
So Chris Raid said Charlie's Angels, the original ones. Bob Pettit said, Chris, wait, I forgot you're old. And then I wrote, they were a bunch of foxes.
That's true.
Nathan Mango says Scott Cavelli, he was a B actor.
Dude, that's sure. Yeah, German porn doesn't count.
You know, I got one more on mine.
Another ex-girlfriend that says Sean
No.
Cassidy.
Ed Wurzbicki, Melissa Sue Anderson.
What?
Melissa Sue Anderson, Ed Wurzbicki?
No,
I don't know who Melissa Sue Anderson is.
Little House on the Prairie.
Melissa Gilbert?
No, her.
The one that played the blind daughter.
Oh,
yeah.
She was pretty hot. What was her name? Like Nettie or...
Was she really blind?
No,
like,
Nellie. Nellie
yeah.
was the other girl, the daughter.
Nellie Olson.
Yeah.
Nellie Olson.
Yeah. That was Merlin Haggard's...
Kayla Marie said Zachary Ty Bryan in Home Improvement. This did not age well.
Yeah, that didn't.
And then Corey Tulsa said, you passed up on Randy and went with Brad. Tom Auer said Jennifer Gray. Is that pre-nose job or after? I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter.
Lynn Victoria said Leif Garrett. Jordy Anderson said Queen Elizabeth from WWF.
Oh, my God.
Austin Berger said Amy Jo Johnson.
Look that up, too, I guess.
Look that
I
up.
couldn't find the Vata.
Hegg said Nancy Wilson.
Oh, she's crazy.
Jamie Langhart said Alyssa Milano. That's what he said. That's not me. Nick Sturr said Alyssa Milano.
Are they talking about from when she was on, like...
Who's the Boss?
No, I was going to say Commando, when she was way younger, making sandwiches.
Oh, man.
You remember that from Arnold?
No, I don't remember
Here
that.
come the sandwiches. That was like her only part. She got stolen.
Pam Wilson said Sean Cassidy. Jeff Statler said Wonder Woman. Steve Worsom said Lonnie Anderson from WKRP.
Nice.
Swing.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Steve Janik said Alyssa Milano is up there. Linda Carter can tie me up anytime. Cindy Crawford by Jay. He said Cindy Crawford in Vacation, Jay Sam. That's incorrect, though. That was Christy Brinkley in Vacation,
Yes,
correct?
it was.
Yeah. So, but
She was in the Pepsi. She was in the Pepsi commercial.
yeah, she was a Pepsi Mole girl. And Cindy Lou said Sean Cassidy, and Sean Cassidy got a lot of votes tonight.
Yeah, I don't even know who he is.
You don't know what Sean Cassidy is?
Oh, yeah, Sean
And the
Cassidy.
Sundance Kid?
He was a hunk. So, who are you guys as celebrity crushes? Willie.
Let's
That's
go
a
with
tough
Willie's
one.
first because we're going to have to look up these old guys.
It's got to be your first. That's, I think,
hold on.
hopefully
Here it is right here.
I got a
Here it
few of
is. Mrs. Crabtree from the Little Rascals.
Better than buckwheat.
That's just a joke. No, really.
Oh, no.
I think everybody.
Next.
I think everybody had this on their wall as a kid.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Farrah Fawcett. For
Yeah.
Christ's
Yeah.
sake.
Great poster.
Yeah.
Nips.
That's where I went. I think about all the posters. I think you'd be in like Shopko and you're like flipping through the poster rack, like, oh, Heather Locklear,
Samantha Fox.
Yeah, well, that's even. I'm like
That's
talking
newer,
way
yeah.
back, like Locklear, and it was Cheryl Teagues, and it was Farrah
Yeah.
Fawcett, and that's kind of where I went with this question. So I'm gonna go, even though she's a crazy ass, you know what? Right now is Heather Locklear. She's crazy. Have you seen pictures of her lately?
Oh,
She's
yeah.
Yeah,
But
but wasn't she on?
Oh, Cheryl Ladd too. There we go. All those.
Wasn't Heather
She was on
Locklear in
Vegas.
the guy that did the
Fall Guy.
Fall Guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Heather Thomas.
No, Heather
Oh,
Thomas.
that's
Yeah,
Heather
Heather
Thomas.
Thomas.
Heather Locklear
That was
was
another
on.
one.
Heather Locklear was
Oh,
on.
T.J. Hooker.
T.J. Hooker. Yeah.
But when you
yeah.
flip through that poster rack, those are the girls you. Christy
Jesus.
Come on, dude.
Hey, fella, how you doing?
But it's also hard to not think about who's the boss too, and Alyssa Milano.
Willie Hop said
You were like 30 then.
Willie's is
Yeah,
Betty
it's-
White. That's what Hop said.
Yeah, we knew that was coming
She
up.
was a fox.
So who,
Come on,
so
Marie
who's
Osmond.
yours?
I got a few, but I was gonna go. I was gonna say I have two, and it was gonna be the Olsen twins as my joke, but that's not that funny now because of the Betty White joke. Marky Post,
Oh
yeah,
Night
from
Court.
Night
yeah,
Court.
from
Oh,
Night
wow.
Court and all those shows. And then the other one, like when I was a little younger, was Vicky from Small Wonder, the robot girl.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Wow. I'm a fan of, like I said, Jennifer Love Hewitt. Yeah, Suzanne Summers. Yeah, she was too old for me.
But Scott, how old were you when it was Jennifer Love Hewitt? Weren't you a little bit further along? I mean, we're talking your first.
I just look up her age. I think she's only in her.
But what was
40s.
the first show she was on? Was it Party of Five or something? Or
Yeah.
yeah, you might have been in your 20s.
Yeah, he's like Jenny. Tell me your Jennifer Love Hewitt. Jesus, you're
I'm thinking of being like 9 years
look up,
old.
Look, hey, do something.
Catherine Bach. Yeah,
look,
from
Do something constructive.
Look up Jennifer Love Hewitt. Her age.
Yeah,
she's
she
not-
might be similar age, but I'm just
Okay,
yeah.
so then if she's my age, then it
Gross.
doesn't matter.
But your first celebrity crush was the one you were in your 20s?
Yeah, but she'd be 20 also.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I was
you
gonna
know,
say
any
Alyssa
crushes-
Milano's up
the
there.
girl
Yeah.
from Flipper.
Yeah.
What was her name?
Sally Field? No, that
no,
was
no,
the Flying
the
Nun.
Flying Nun.
She's 42.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Born in 79, the year I
Awkward.
graduated.
Oh, that's a good hop. I forgot about Dana McKellar. Wonder Years. Great call.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
absolutely.
a great call.
And she's smart too. That'll give you a little bit extra.
Yeah.
She's book smart.
Yeah. Yeah. Book smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
those are our celebrity crushes. Is that all you want to talk about that? Anything else? Any other girls you want to throw out there?
I'd like
How
to
about-
throw
how
some
about-
of them out there.
Marsha Brady.
No,
Well, how about who's
She was
your,
like 40
who's your
when-
celebrity crush now?
I was more of an Alice.
Who's your celebrity crush now?
Janet Reno.
she's
Wow.
dead.
Anything on Saturday Night Live?
Kamala Harris.
No, it's like
She's a good looking lady.
it's a good question right now.
Smoking.
I don't have to agree with it, but she's not a bad
I'll
person.
say I really like
Don't
her.
make it a joke. Don't make it fun.
I'm sorry.
Jennifer
Don't get me in trouble.
She's a beautiful woman.
Good pick, Scott.
Thank you, Eric.
Willie, you're next.
Willie, get in there.
I liked Jennifer Garner, actually, when she was in Alias.
Yeah, in Alias. Then
Oh,
she
yeah.
started looking a little ragged, like she got too much work done.
No, she's smoking hot.
So someone now you guys talking about?
Yeah, I don't know if we go there.
Yeah.
And we get in trouble.
No.
How about well, you brought it up, so you got to give us one.
Allison Brie.
Okay.
What is she?
She was in Mad Men.
The redheaded
Oh, yeah,
girl.
yeah.
Community.
She's not the redheaded girl.
No,
She's light red.
She was a freaky girl
she
that
was
was in
a
that
Community.
movie. Was she the weird? Who was that crazy girl from Community? Not Community. Parks and Rec. I'm thinking
Right here.
Yeah.
dark hair girl. Didn't she? Was she in a movie? Was she like a superhero?
Yeah, I know who she is.
Was she like not Brie Larson was Wonder Woman, but was she
Brie Larson was
Wonder Woman, right?
I just saw her
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
I just saw her in a
Who's
show
Wonder
the other
Woman?
day. I couldn't think of who she
Community.
Oh, Gail.
Oh, that's another one. That's probably in the Goudelock.
Yes.
That's Goudelock.
How about Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
We're
watching all the Marvel movies right now, and,
You know,
and she just keeps coming up, and I'm like, Logan, Scarlett Jo's in this one. And Logan goes,
Wow.
I don't know.
She was on the island back in those days. She was pretty legit.
Who's the woman that is married to Ryan Reynolds?
Blake
Lively.
Yeah. And where is she from? I don't know if I've ever. I know she's
Gossip
popular.
Girls or something like that.
I've never seen her in
Party of Six.
Yeah.
It was a porno.
Hey, from what was it? Party of Five, right?
Yeah.
Nev Campbell.
Yeah.
What about the other sister on that show?
Lacey Chabert.
Lacey Chabert or Sherbert.
Was
Lacey
Nev
Sherbert?
Campbell the one that was in?
She was in
Wild Things.
Wild Things.
Lacey Chabert was in Family Guy. She was the first Meg.
Oh, yes, she was.
And
Correct.
Meg.
And then Mia Kunis got rid of her.
She's good looking.
That's another really, When she does those Jim Beam commercials, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
The Cheeto ones.
The Angel.
The Cheeto ones wasn't me. She got Cheeto stuff on her fingers.
No, I never seen those.
Is that what that is?
A Super Bowl commercial.
I drink bourbon.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I like bourbon.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So, real quick, I got one last thing for you guys.
I was going to say the girl down at the True Value Hardware, but yeah.
I'm gonna sing.
New Hampshire or Georgia?
With the big gazungas?
I'm gonna sing something to you, and you guys gotta tell me the jingle of the movie. Not the movie.
Jingle.
The commercial.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. My baloney has a first name.
Oscar Mayer.
Yeah. Oh, he's a wiener guy.
Mm-hmm. That's
My
why.
main
That's why I
wiener
didn't
man.
answer that.
I don't want to grow up.
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
See, give me a break.
Break
Kit
me
Kat.
off a piece of that kit.
No, you gotta sing
Wait.
the rest of it.
That's what I'm trying to
okay.
do, and Willie keeps interrupting.
I didn't know I had to do that.
Come
You have
on.
to Tell me that.
The best part
The
of
waking up is Folgers in your cup. Should we raise our hand for these, or should I just win them all?
Just keep.
Should I just win them all?
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes
you don't.
Oh,
Mine's has real. No, Mounds has real
Mounds.
coconut.
Almond Joy.
Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
Maybe. Oh, there it was.
I like to teach the world to sing.
In
perfect harmony.
I'd like to buy this world of Coke.
That's a good one.
Or some Coke. I don't
know.
That's how Mad Men. Did you guys watch?
I
Mad
know what
Men?
this is.
Spoiler alert.
I can't remember the
That's
song.
how it ends.
Reach out and touch someone. I can't remember the
Reach
song. I know
out
it's
and
from.
touch.
What's it for?
Somebody's hand.
No, reach out and touch someone.
Make
AT&T
this
or
world.
something.
Yeah, it was
AT&T.
AT&T.
Oh,
I don't know what
okay.
the
I thought we were
song
just
is.
doing songs.
I didn't know the jingle though.
I don't know.
If you dare wear short shorts.
Nair for short shorts.
Oh, that's creepy.
Here.
Yeah, there.
I wouldn't have got that.
Oh, this isn't a song. They're magically delicious.
What is
Lucky
magic?
Lucky Charms.
Yeah, there you go.
They're always after me, Lucky Charms.
Meow 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 meow.
That's the guy that
Meow
wrote.
Mix, right?
Yeah.
That's the same guy that did By Menon. Meow 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 meow.
Plop plop fizz fizz. Oh, what a relief
Alka Seltzer.
it is.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So kiss a little longer. Hold hands a little longer. Hold tight a little longer.
Pornhub.
With Wrigley Spearmint Gum.
No, Big Red.
I don't know. I don't have the answer.
Extra.
Extra. Yeah, it's extra.
Did you see the extra commercial that's out now?
Big Red.
Somebody's extra.
Yeah, maybe it's extra.
might be.
What's the commercial?
It's somebody put it on Facebook. It's like now that COVID's over and everybody can go out and people are like, they're just like zombies and they're going on. They put an extra in their, chewing some extra and then they're making out with whoever they see in Central Park or whatever. It's crazy. I'll forward it to you.
Oh,
it's there's a lot of making out in it.
If you ever been to Central Park, I ain't making out with shit there, man.
Really?
Ugh.
Central Park is awesome.
It was gross. There's all kinds
I
of...
think you were at Battery Park. Did you see the Statue of Liberty? Were you about to hit? That's what she said?
No.
It looks like you're about to.
I'm gonna hit this.
You're listening to the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Check us out on Facebook at Basement Benchwarmers, also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers, and on Twitter at Base Benchwarmers, and our email is basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com.
Okay, so closing thoughts tonight. We're gonna get out of here. Closing thoughts, Ed. Any closing thoughts?
I realized this weekend. There's two types of people in this world. People who love papaya and crazy lunatics who need to read a book and follow the science. I always see that on the internet.
Oh.
Wow, that was interesting. Was this a 4-hour show? This was a great show, and I personally want to thank Adam and Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, and I guess Hop too for coming on the show.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That's really fun. I like doing that.
Yeah.
Let's do that once every 6 months.
No, we should do it more often. I like having those people on there because they bring a whole different vibe to the show here.
Yep.
So
that's good. It's very informative. I liked it.
And you know what starts this week? Softball starts this week.
Yeah,
it does.
Are we going to start covering it?
We can. That's what I'll be talking about next week.
Yeah, I had one of our loyal show listeners go, I just don't understand your show. It's too much national stuff. We need more local stuff. I'm like, well, that's stupid.
National?
So he doesn't listen anymore.
He wants local
Who was
sports. We could dive in.
Oh, Mike Molinaro. He told me he was drunk one time anyway, so he probably don't understand anyway. So.
Read the paper.
We could dive into some local stuff. I don't know.
So, yeah, that's it for this week. Once again, I'd like to say the same thing Eric said. Thank you to Adam with the hockey. Thank you to Sparky Pfeiffer from 12:50 a.m. for the insight on the NBA and the Bucks and his take on the Rogers
he must be tired. He was on like 3 nationally acclaimed shows today.
And, the usual, I want to thank Eric, Ed, and Willie for being here tonight. And once again, guys, you guys have a good week. We'll be back next week. Stay classy, Wisconsin.
I hate goodbyes.
Sorry, folks. Park's closed.
What happened? I blacked out.
Because we did something today that no one thought we could do, including us. So we're going out, we're celebrating, and we're going to rub it in this city's face.
I swear I've seen a lot of stuff in my life, but that was awesome.